I don't know. I was a little surprised that Berube was talking about it. I'm a little surprised that it's still a talking point. I understand it's been a difficult schedule, but again, it might be a product of the media market, but I don't see many teams around the league that look, the opposite of energized right now in such a big spot. A lot of teams had players playing in the Four Nations face-off. Like, you're around them. Does it feel like fatigue is a real issue? Does this feel like it's an onerous schedule? I mean, you're part of that schedule in some ways. Is it onerous for you?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I know. I felt it. I felt it more on the road. This most recent road trip. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I feel tired. I mean, I'm in coach. I'm not on the BJ, but I'm not playing hockey games either. And sometimes I feel it. So I get it, but you got to snap out of it. I'm also not a 20-something in extremely great shape and paid millions of dollars to put the puck in the net. Like, there's a lot of differences. I think there's some reality to it, but come on, talk to any player that plays in the Western Conference. Mm-hmm. The travel's way more, and they better get over it because they got a whole bunch of back-to-backs to finish the regular season. And the idea here, guys, is not to play one round. It's to play 4 rounds. So if you think it's tiring now, just wait till every game is a death match.
Exactly. No back-to-backs in the playoffs.
And teams are playing for keeps.
No back-to-backs in the playoffs, but it's a 2-month gauntlet. If this is tiring.
And it's physical, and it's every game is Game 7.
It's four Nations face-offs in a row.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So the way they've handled when things have gotten tiring, when things have gotten tough, has created doubt in an observer like me, and I think a lot of fans' minds. Just watching the 2 morning skates, there's a lot more energy on the Flames side. And granted, they're not dealing with pressure. They're playing with house money, but there is a liveliness to them. A bit of more of a joy or a freeness that the Leafs don't have. And maybe that's partly the market. It's certainly the history of the same guys not getting it done when it matters most. But, I do think there's a lot weighs on you. And then when the wins aren't there, it feels even heavier.
We're chatting with Luke Fox of Sportsnet, of course, ahead of Leafs Flames. We can see the home ice access that Prime is giving us of the warm-ups. The jerseys look good. Are you a fan of the St. Pat's jerseys?
I couldn't be more of a fan. I love the green.
Luke.
So I grew up like, not to date myself, but the Raptors didn't exist when I was a kid, so I was a Celtics fan.
Okay.
So I see the
Big
Kelly
night
green.
For you.
Yeah, I'm all in. I got my green suit on. Yeah.
Can you explain to us what Bonesy's wearing beside you?
Oh, do you see him?
Well, I got a photo of Bonesy. Can you just tell the listeners what Bonesy's wearing?
Well, he's got green pants. He's got a Celtics cap. He's got a Shamrock short sleeve button down and a green plaid vest on top of it.
Gorgeous.
Nothing Notre Dame in there?
No Notre Dame. Whoa. He's down on his guys.
Sorry, it is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish cap. Sorry.
He's got like the Letterman Notre Dame jacket too. He's probably rocking that on the way.
He probably wore that in.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Gorgeous. So we have more real questions for Luke. Yes.
I guess we could do a little bit on the Calgary Flames. I mean, you mentioned it. It's probably a team that's feeling a little bit more comfortable just in the lead up to this game. But, they haven't been playing very well lately. They are in the thick of a playoff chase and maybe fading just a little bit. House money is a great thing. You play with that and you can walk away from the table at the end of the night and feel pretty good about yourself. But you're in this position if you're the Flames. Is it zero pressure? Because once the playoffs become like a distinct possibility, it feels like your expectations and your objectives should change a little bit, no?
Yeah, sure. I mean, you want to win. You're an athlete. You get paid to win. I just mean, in comparison to, say, the way things have gone in Vancouver or maybe even Utah, like they didn't sell off a bunch of their best players. Like, they're trying to make an impact. And I just feel like outside pressure, there's probably less in Calgary just because they're in a bit of a reset and they've, overachieved. The crazy thing about this Flames team, guys, they rank 32nd in goals per game. So they have like zero offense and they're still relevant. That's how good Dustin Wolf's been. That's how hard they check. it's really impressive. So that only one other time in the modern era has a team finished last in offense and still made the playoffs, and that was the 2010 Bruins. And, the next year they went all the way and won the cup. So they're building a strong foundation. I love the way Ryan Huska has coached them. I think the Wolf story is fantastic. All you small goalies out there should be really excited watching this guy. Nazem Kadri's saying how good he feels. I already saw his dad tonight, so they're feeling it. They're feeling it tonight. This is a big game for them too.
Nazem Kadri hat trick loaded up in my account for tonight. Luke, we appreciate your time before the game. I hope you enjoyed the aesthetics of it all, and hopefully the Leafs come out on top. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Okay. Goodbye. That's Luke Fox with Sportsnet.
There you go. So a lot of key differences, right? And I agree. You want to win. The Flames, if they don't make the playoffs in the position that they're in, it's going to suck for a bit. But then they're going to look back on the season a few weeks later and be like, hey, we're building towards something special here. What a season. This summer is going to be stress-free. We're going to feel good about our role, our position in the organization moving forward for the next little bit at the very least. The Flames are building towards something. The Leafs, on the other hand, if they lose in the first round, drop into wild card position, whatever really happens, there's going to be consequence. There's going to be change.
What could change?
Well, okay, this could be just the part of the year where there's a little lull. But there is a natural pivot point right in front of this organization. Brendan Shanahan's deal expiring. Mitch Marner's deal expiring. John Tavares' deal expiring. If you are actually serious about being fed up with this, you could just actually do what you're supposed to do.
Bruins it.
You could actually pivot. You're not beholden to much. Nylander, Matthews for a couple more years. I'm not saying blow it up, but you're actually forced to make a decision here, and you could go in a different direction. You could say goodbye to Mitch Marner, say goodbye to John Tavares, go to new management or some new pieces of management, a new direction, a new leader at the top. We're talking about 3 of the top, 7 most influential people with the organization with futures that are not firmed up. You could just do what is in front of you, which is actually pivot. We saw the Colorado Avalanche sell Rantanen, remake their team, look and feel now like a Stanley Cup contender. You could make hard decisions this summer and set yourself up for the opportunity to actually pivot. But if I'm like you scoff at the idea.
No.
If I am in your shoes, or if I'm trying to decide what will happen, not what should happen, I think the Maple Leafs are going to pay John Tavares something that equates to near market value. I think they're going to try to keep Mitch Marner. I don't think much changes at the very top either. And I think they just try and do it again, when in reality, they could be looking at one of the worst results of what's been a string of seemingly endlessly terrible results.
What if they win what if they win 2 rounds and then you're in the mushy middle?
Two rounds is legitimately competing. It is.
Okay, so you win. Sorry,
you go to an Eastern Conference final.
No. You win
you're
a round.
You're going to feel pretty confident.
You win a round against Tampa, and then you go to 7 games against Florida.
It's pretty good.
Good enough to keep it together, Justin?
Probably.
Oh.
Well, honestly, I think in the absence of any success, I think they're going to keep it together, if I'm being honest with myself. But there is a natural pivot point, and you actually have to force yourself to prevent that pivot from happening. It's like you could ride the wave or crash into it. To keep things together, you got to crash into it a little bit, because you got to make something happen. You got to take from something. You got to step in and actually make some difficult decisions through some difficult negotiations. I don't know what it's going to look like, but the world and the karmic forces at play may be telling you, informing you to pivot. Will they pivot? I'm not sure, though.
Holy, say pivot again. This is like a Friends episode. You know?
It was with the couch, right?
With the couch. Pivot.
Easier.
Pivot.
The prospects of getting that couch down the stairs.
Easier
than winning around here for the Maple Leafs.
Ooh, that's a tough sitch. All right, it is Leafs and Flames tonight. The game will begin in another 15 minutes. If you're looking for it, it's on Prime. And we will have it here on Sportsnet 590 The Fan. We will take a quick break, though, and we'll still have another little chunk of time to tee it up as this is a later puck drop. It's the St. Pat's game. Leafs wearing their gorgeous green. Calgary Flames looking good in red, so it's a nice aesthetic matchup for you. Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph will have the call, but we have about 15 more minutes to tee it all up here on Molson Leafs Hockey. We've got a spicy Berube clip to play for you on the other side where he says that this team
Wasn't
is
that
angry.
spicy?
Well, we'll let the listeners decide. How about
Spicy
that?
for Craig, I suppose.
Spicy for Craig. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get you set. We'll do the new lines as well for the Maple Leafs. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have it all in stock, ready to deliver.
What's up, insiders? How we doing tonight? This afternoon? Middle of the night, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for hanging out with us. The chat is fired up. This is your reminder. Please hit that like button down below. As well, please share the link out. Let's get more hockey fans here to the chat to cheer on our buds while we take on the Flames tonight. Big shout out. Cheers to Kyle Barclay, as well, Andrew Hurd, Don Donaldson, Mr. Roboto. What's up, Roboto? Love it. Big Hawk in the chat as well. Stefan, cheers, Stefan. Good to see you. Go Leafs, go. Don't forget, like button, share it out. We'll see you back in the chat.
Move on from Dylan Cousins. This is the one you'll regret. The fact that you're trading in division is amazing to me. This guy can come back and haunt you like every Sabre does. But if I'm an Ottawa Senators fan, Jake, I'm over the moon on this trade.
Points with Boomer Gordon. 1 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Dallas already was the highest scoring team in the league since January 1st. They're so deep. They made a trade, like Michael Granlund there. Tyler Seguin may come back. Rantanen will fit in there beautifully. And another sort of guy drawn to the southern United States, no state tax team, good organization, and wanting to kind of set up shop long term there. So obviously it makes sense.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91. NHL Morning Skate.
Defending Stanley Cup champion, General Manager Bill Zito. You have to be cognizant of the chemistry when you go out and make a potential trade, don't you?
We enjoy a little bit of a benefit now where the room is so strong that they can absorb a lot. We just want seamless guys who come in. Their leaders are Reinhart, Kachuk, Barkov, Bobrovsky. That part, it takes care of itself.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
General manager of the Winnipeg Jets, Kevin Cheveldayoff. What would finishing first overall mean to the organization, Kevin?
Well, I think anytime that, you can finish in an area where you're getting recognized, it's special. But again, the important thing for us is process. Is when we buy into playing the way we need to play, then, we feel comfortable that we'll win more games than not. And then you let the chips fall where they may.
The Power Play. Weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
It's soccer's most thrilling league.
Only the Premier League can make you feel like this.
And now every match is on the Sirius XM app.
Can you believe it?
From the title race.
This is remarkable! Keeps this title charge on track, surely!
To the relegation fight.
The impossible may still be possible!
Hear every English Premier League match on Sirius XM.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. No, I'm not going to tell you to subscribe. I'm going to tell you, hit the link that's pinned in the chat and join our Bracket Mania group on ncaa.com. We're going to have a lot of fun in all of those live streams, 67 to be exact, for Bracket Mania and the SickKids campaign that we have going on. Check out the link that is pinned in the chat. Join your group in your bracket. Watch the video we just did earlier today, and we'll see you back in the chat. Go Leafs, go! Thanks for joining our bracket pool. It's going to be a lot of fun tracking with the fans all over the world, all the way to the Final Four.
Special shout out to our friends at Sportsnet 960, specifically Logan Gordon, who I made a bet with the last Leafs game and Calgary Flames game. I go on their show weekly, every Tuesday. And the bet was if the Leafs won, he'd have to send us pizza for our show tonight. And if the Flames won, I'd have to send them pizza. So he just told us that the pizza's on the way, Justin.
That's outstanding. Great job, Leafs. Great job, you. Great job, Logan Gordon. Is there another bet tonight, though?
Well, no, I didn't have time to get one. So.
Wait, you're not letting him get his payback?
He ordered us just really gorgeous pizza. Good pizza, too.
Gorgeous pizza.
It's gorgeous.
Okay. We're not looking at it. How do you know it's gorgeous?
Because I know the place it's from, and it's a Killer Bee pizza and a pepperoni pizza and garlic knots.
Jeez Louise.
I know. It's so nice of him.
You might have to repay the favor just
out
of the goodness of your heart.
Okay.
Anyway, enough pizza. Big one tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Of course, they're sliding a little bit. The prospects of winning the Atlantic Division have taken a bit of a blow last couple days, but they're still in position. Fate is in the Maple Leafs' hands, but it might be arguably, despite all the optics and all the conversation and all the hand-wringing, a bigger one for the Calgary Flames. They're 2 points back in the Western Conference wildcard chase. They're in 10th place. They got a couple games in hand on the teams they are chasing, sputtering a bit, 4-3-3 in their last 10, and this team has had a real difficulty scoring goals since February 1. Only 2 teams have fewer wins since February 1. Oof. They've got a bunch of overtime shootout bonus points that have kind of kept them afloat. But yeah, only one team has scored fewer goals than them since February 1st. Goaltending is covered up from some serious deficiencies. So if the Maple Leafs can score a couple tonight, get a couple early, have Calgary chasing this game, they're going to be in a good position because Calgary can hang in games. They're hanging in this playoff race, but outscoring the competition is difficult, especially in high-scoring games. So key for the Maple Leafs tonight to get that top 6 revving. And with all this talk about an unsettled room, a team that's a little angry, a little miffed,
they're mad
going into this game, hopefully that manifests itself with some offense.
Okay, speaking of the vibe around the team, we do have audio from Craig Berube earlier today at Leafs practice talking about just the state of the union in Toronto.
Yeah, well, I didn't love the energy levels the last couple games, to be honest with you. But, I feel like I felt today in practice they were better. And, it was quiet, but I think that they're not very happy right now. Our group, they're upset about things and they're pissed off. So that's a good thing. But I find that the energy is better today.
That can be a good thing. It can be an inspired thing to be looking around saying, well, we're not happy with what the situation is, but you are the cause of the situation in a sense. Like you are the one playing the game and you could be hard done by that. The schedule's been hard and you could feel hard done by that. You haven't had a lot of home games. You've traveled a lot, but every professional athlete is going to have times where they're dealing with a schedule that they don't like. But at some point you just got to put up. And so that's an opportunity tonight. If your coach says that in the media, you need to have a good game. You have to play well.
Yeah, I suppose so. I hope it's a little bit sterner, a little bit more colorful in terms of words than what we heard. I understand Craig Berube is not necessarily trying to create headlines, and maybe he was to a certain extent there, but am I running through the wall after hearing that? I'm not really sure.
No, but that's not him. We've realized that's not him. I get it.
But this whole year has been about, okay, can you change your stripes? Can you be different? And this is, I guess, another opportunity to be different because the Maple Leafs have had a difficult time of breaking the cycle. Like when they're mad, when things are not going well, they stay not going well in a lot of ways for this team. We've seen them be frustrated in playoff series. We've seen the frustration sort of just kind of simmer and increase and swell and become worse, and the problem solving gets away from them where they can't find answers. We've seen that a million times. So I guess this is another chance for the Maple Leafs to be like, hey, no, we're different because we're mad this time and we know how to actually change that this time, because in previous iterations of this team, previous opportunities to do so, it's not gotten better just because they say they need it to get better or because they're really, really mad this time.
Yeah, well, I mean, this has been an interesting, I think, reflection time for a lot of Leaf fans who are starting to feel, as you mentioned in the pregame show, a lot of similarities from the Sheldon Keefe times, a lot of similarities from the mid-season malaise, but we're close to the end of the season, so there's not a lot of time to be feeling good about yourself before you go into the playoffs, and this is an important time to start feeling good about yourself if you're the Maple Leafs and not have a lot of unanswered questions. They play the Colorado Avalanche on Wednesday, which we think are one of the best teams in the NHL now. They look like they completely beefed up and they have a lot of confidence. Play the Rangers and Nashville all in the next 5 days, including tonight. So there's a lot of hockey and a lot of opportunity for a lot of these Maple Leafs players to feel better about themselves.
It's also the time to get your lines sorted out. Like, what are you gonna look like when you enter the postseason?
Oof.
How are you gonna present yourself as your optimized self? Like, you have to start figuring that out pronto. And we see a pretty key demotion here with Scott Laughton, and we see a change to a lineup that was changed last time out, and of course, it did not bear fruit with these core 4 players spread across 3 lines. So let's get to the lines tonight against Calgary based on warm-up. The top line will be Matthew Nyes, Austin Matthews, and Mitch Marner. Once again, second line, Pontus Holmberg, John Tavares, and William Nylander. Yes, additions to the roster, and Pontus Holmberg still playing in the top 6. The third line will be Bobby McMahon, Max Domi, and Nick Robertson, as it was before. Scott Laughton was brought aboard for the most part this year. And then the fourth line, which Craig Berube talked about today, after the morning skate, will feature Steven Lorentz, Scott Laughton at center, and Calle Jarnkrok. Maybe it is listed as the fourth line, but it's a line you use more than the third line, given that, yeah, there's a real clear identity, as Craig Berube said, in that it will be responsible for checking the opposition's top unit or a top unit of the opposition. On the blue line, it'll be Morgan Riley with Brendan Carlo, who's been very good, Jake McCabe and Chris Tanev as the shutdown line, and then Simone Benoit with Oliver Ekman-Larsson with Joseph Woll in net in a head-to-head matchup with one of the star rookies of the year in Dustin Wolf.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this matchup in terms of the goaltenders. Dustin Wolf, we've been talking about a lot for Calgary. He's been the reason basically that they're in the position they are. And Joseph Woll has a good opportunity to play against another young goalie and show that he's in that conversation of the next wave. Let's get to your key to victory. Brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game. Lease a CRV Sport from 199% up to 36 months. Visit HondaOntario.com.
Okay, you're mad? You're telling us you're mad? Craig Berube telling us you're mad? Be mad then. Like, let's see some anger. Let's see a team that actually is going to back up their words or their feelings or their emotion with the sort of play that reflects anger, frustration, whatever you want to call it. Like, let's see something that is different than what we've seen, which I guess could be described as apathy. Be mad, not apathetic. I think that's key for the Maple Leafs tonight.
Okay. In a way that you don't get penalties. How about that?
Yeah, like a controlled way, productive way, a way that will help you win a hockey game. Okay, let's go to the player watch presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connexontario.ca.
I just have a collection for you. How about that? It is St. Patrick's Day. Morgan Riley is of Irish heritage.
Okay.
10-1 to score tonight. The revenge angle of Nazem Kadri coming into town. You know that he, and Luke Fox mentioned the pregame, he's got family there. He cares about playing in this market. He's plus 210. Nylander, born in Calgary.
You're hitting like all the good stuff here.
Yep, I'm giving it all.
We've got like the holiday angle.
Yes, I got holiday angle.
The returning player angle.
I've got player that played against his hometown, got a hat trick last time. Nylander plus 145.
Born in that city.
Yarncroke, who was a Flame and is
Briefly,
now being put on a different kind of line situation, plus 650. Morgan Frost, the son of Andy Frost.
Dad PA announcer angle. I like that one.
Love that one, plus 375. And then Tanev, former Flame as well, 12-1.
Boy, you know how Morgan Riley's season going when he is 10-1 to score, and Chris Tanev, who does not score goals, doesn't. 12-1.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought I would spice it up. A special shout out to Joel Hanley, too. If he scores tonight, York Simcoe Express, Keswick-born boy, played in the same organization. I think he played with my brother as well.
I think you hit on every angle.
There you go. That's what we try to do here. With the Bet 365.
I grew up with this player angle.
From a small, same hometown. Did I hit them all?
I think you did.
Anyone's birthday? I might have missed that, but we try.
Yeah, that's probably the only angle that you didn't get there.
I did.
Good
my
job,
best.
though. That's
Thank you so much.
That'll work out and be productive. And profitable.
I guess we have to wrap, but
was there something you wanted to get to?
No, the buzzer is sounding. It is time.
Okay.
Well, I'm looking forward to this one. It's a big game for both sides. Puck drop with Joe Bowen and Jim Ralph is next. Leafs wearing their St. Patrick's Day green, and the Calgary Flames looking sharp in their red. I love the jersey matchup.
It is a beautiful jersey matchup.
Keep those coming. All right, you're listening to Most Leafs Hockey on Sports at 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
MLB Network Radio is getting you ready for the season, talking with the best players in baseball.
Here with Juan Soto. These players, they have experience in the NL East and playing New York and everything, so I think it's going to be really fun.
Joined now by Angels outfielder Mike Trout.
I know where I'm at. I know when I'm out there, I still feel I'm the best player on the field, and that's the whole mindset coming in the spring. Enjoy it, have some fun, and play.
Hear player interviews from all 30 teams right now on the SiriusXM app. Just search Spring Training.
NHL Morning Skate.
Defending Stanley Cup champion. General Manager Bill Zito, you have to be cognizant of the chemistry when you go out and make a potential trade, don't you?
We enjoy a little bit of a benefit now where the room is so strong that they can absorb a lot. We just want seamless guys who come in. Their leaders are Reinhart, Kachuk, Barkov, Bobrovsky. That part, it takes care of itself.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
General manager of the Winnipeg Jets, Kevin Cheveldayoff. What would finishing first overall mean to the organization, Kevin?
Well, I think anytime that you can finish in an area where you're getting recognized, it's special. But again, the important thing for us is process. Is when we buy into playing the way we need to play, then we feel comfortable that we'll win more games than not, and then you let the chips fall where they may.
The Power Play weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The Point with Boomer Gordon.
For months, I've been listening to hockey people warn the Sabres, don't move on from Dylan Cousins. This is the one you'll regret. The fact that you're trading in division is amazing to me. This guy can come back and haunt you like every Sabre does. But if I'm an Ottawa Senator fan, Jake, I'm over the moon on this trade.
Point with Boomer Gordon, 1 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app.
The best player.
What's up, insiders? How we doing this evening? All right, let's go, buds. Let's get the victory tonight. Come on, Leafs. We need to get back on track. All right, fans in the chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Man, how's everybody feeling tonight? Are you ready? It's almost puck drop. Let's get that chant going. Let's have some fun in the chat. Go, Leafs, go. Go, Leafs, go. I've got the jersey here ready. It's time to switch out of the hoodie that I've been in for all the recording and get that Leafs jersey going. We'll see you in the chat. Go, Leafs, go. Yeah!
Guests, and of course, your feedback. Have a take, don't suck, or you're going to get run. Content is still king, the jungle still rules, and it is great to be home. Put the channel on your preset, Sirius 161 XM 206.
It's soccer's most thrilling league.
Only the Premier League can make you feel like this.
And now every match is on the SiriusXM app.
Can you believe it?
From the title race.
This is remarkable. Keeps this title charge on track, surely.
To the relegation fight.
The impossible may still be possible.
Hear every English Premier League match on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app. Just search for your favorite club.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind, wrist the line, and walks in, put it between his legs, shoots it, score!
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM. The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
A very happy St. Patrick's Day to you, and the Maple Leafs dressed in their green and white St. Patrick's jersey, honoring the history of this franchise so many years ago. And the larcenous leprechauns of the laced Liffies, tonight brought to you by Molson. Molson, everyone in. Joseph Wall is 22-12-0 with a 2.78 goals against average and a .905 save percentage. Unbeaten against the Flames, he's 3-0-0. Dustin Wolf has been outstanding for the Flames, 22-13-5, 2.54, but in his one game against the Maple Leafs, it didn't go well. A 5.23 goals against average, and he lost that game. Matthews starts with Nyes and Marner up front.
That game, by the way, was
dropped
earlier this year.
Marner tipping the puck, but it's intercepted and pushed to the Leaf blue line where the Leafs come away with it. Matthews playing it back to his defense. Bank pass ahead for Nyes. Can't get it into the zone. Marner does. Marner dropping now for Nyes. Couldn't get a shot away as he was taken by Weegar into the corner. Now Matthews with a backhand that went wide. Tanev in the far corner. Trying to center, and it was deflected by Matthews wide of the net. Leafs get it back to the blue line to Marner. Wrist shot goes wide. Matthews around back of the net. Can't shoot it yet. Still with it as he works back to the blue line. Still has it. Matthews sending it towards the net. A block there by Wolf, and now played by the Flames back in their own zone. Weegar trying to get some time to get a change of players going, and Tavares has come up with the puck back at the Toronto blue line. Flames in their home red jerseys because the Leafs St. Patrick's jerseys are predominantly white. Puck goes off a stick, and now the Flames will get it out as Coronado gets it to center and in on the left wing. He'll go after it into the corner, taken to the boards by Tavares. Puck along the boards, and Nylander couldn't come up with it, and it's off on the wing now for Riley. Riley for Nylander, and it's going to deflect up into the bench area on the far side, and will be a whistle coming and a face-off in the neutral zone. In the first period, brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit ConnexOntario.ca.
I think you got to like, if you're Craig Berube, the opening shift by the Matthews line. Talked about not having that desperation till the third period against Ottawa. I think a little more hustle to start this game.
Bobby McMahon unable to keep the puck in. It comes to center. OEL gets it in. Long shot taken by Robertson was blocked. He gets another weak one away that Wolf had no trouble with. Back to the point. Defense go D to D with it. Benoit with a shot. Pad save, rebound, score! Max Domi collects the rebound on a perfect shot from the far side by Benoit. And it is an early 1-0 Toronto lead.
The first line reunited tonight, and the third line back together. All three of these players have had their most success this season playing together. Domi, Robertson, and McMahon. And here Max Domi, his second goal in 3 games. Off a long shot from the point, right point for Benoit. And Dustin Wolf, a huge rebound out to the other circle. Max Domi jumps on it and fires it back, reversing it far side, glove side on Wolf to give the Leafs the 1-0 lead.
Lawton goes back into the Toronto zone to Tanev. It's pushed up on the wing. Bit of a turnover there, though, as Rooney gets it down into the corner in the Leafs zone. Yarncrook ties his man up. It goes free into the near corner, and the Leafs will get there first to try to play it up the boards, but it won't get out. They'll try the other side. Little touch pass now for Tanev. Rolled off a stick and comes to the near boards. Grabbed off by Ryan Lomberg of the Flames. He'll get it down into the corner. Klapka sends it to the far side. Nazem Kadri getting a shot away, and it's into the glove of goaltender Joseph Wall for his first save of the game. And Max Domi getting goal number 6 on the season. And Simon Benoit will pick up his 7th point of the year.
Max Domi now. That's 3 points in his last 4 games.
And a fight.
And a hit.
Yes.
A big hit, we should say.
Very big hit, yes. Here's Anderson keeping the puck in for the Flames around to the far side. Leafs get there first on the far wing, but unable to move it was Brandon Carlo. Now it comes free to the line. Kevin Ball keeps it in, but now here's Carlo starting out with it. Carlo, a left wing feed for Riley. Riley into the slot with a pass over on the wing and a shot. Oh, and a good wrist shot. Taken off that far side, and Wolf had to make a pretty good save on it.
Good release by Austin Matthews. A dart, good set up by Morgan Riley. Coming over the blue line on the left wing side and finding Matthews.
One of the things that people keep, well, what's wrong? What do they need to do? What did they have to do? One of the things I very vehemently, Austin Matthews has got to get more selfish.
Yep.
More selfish. He has to have 10 shots a game at least. And just from anywhere, because his shot is so deceiving, and that wrist shot of his is so lethal.
And when he scored 69, they were from everywhere.
Yes, and people were getting rebounds and everything else. So that's my point, I think. And we certainly saw in his first shift, he had a couple of good cracks at it and another good shot there. Now here's a chance for the Leafs, getting it down back to the net for Nylander. Failed on the centering pass. He was tripped up in front of the official, but no call. And the Flames will work up on center ice as Coronado can't get into the Leaf zone. Both teams changing. Flames back in their own territory. Referees are Frederic Lecue, who is here, and now a penalty against Toronto. A very similar play that happened 200 feet away from the other play, and this time it is Frederic Lecue who makes the call, but Brian Pakmara does not.
It's Kevin Rooney coming down the right wing side, trying to go behind the net. It was a tripping call. Maybe not quite into the skates, but watching Benoit here. No, this isn't a trip. It's stick on stick when Rooney goes down and loses an edge.
Power play, or the penalty kill, Jimmy, is brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game. Lease the CRV Sport for 1.99%. Up to 36 months. Visit OntarioHonda.com. Centering pass comes in front of the Leaf goal. A shot stopped by Wall. The rebound is cleared to the line, but not out. Played in along the boards and cut off there and backhanded by Matthews, but not cleared. It's up high in the air, bouncing around and maintained, and then a glove pass is whistled down.
My first shot on goal for the Calgary Flames comes right off this clearing attempt by the Leafs. And Joseph Wall has to come up big. Wall is 3-0 lifetime against Calgary Flames. Calgary 4 for 14 in the power play in the last 6 games. One of the things they've done, though, Joe, 11 overtime losses. Same as Vancouver, same as Utah, all looking for that final wild card spot in the West. Those, I know you like getting the points, but those are extra ones.
Wall tried to clear and couldn't get it past the defense. Kept in now by Calgary, and around the boards it'll come to the near side. Flames get it back to the point. Weegar walking the line, gives it back, gets it returned from Kadri. Now a long shot is deflected wide of the goal. Into the corner it goes. Nyes knocked it off his stick. Tanev can't get it, but Nyes intercepts. And now on the backhand, he'll get it airmailed out and down into Calgary territory. Minute 10 to go on the first power play of the game. Anderson dropping the puck back. Brought out by the Flames. A drop pass. Brought in over the line. Frost dropping it back. It comes into the far corner. Intercepted by Toronto. And down the ice it goes, courtesy Mitch Marner. 48 seconds left in the power play. Anderson dropping the puck back. Flames hit the neutral zone. Another drop pass. Gets it to Sharon Govich, who gets in over the line. Down the boards comes Klapka. Back to the point now. Anderson goes D to D, far side. A shot. That was blocked, and the Leafs are just going to trickle it out over the line and down into Calgary territory. Flames are currently 18th in the NHL in power play proficiency. Played back into the Toronto zone, a turnover, and the Leafs are breaking it out into neutral ice. In across the line, trying to go hard to the front of the net was Lawton, but the pass never reached him as Yarncroc goes to the bench. And the penalty will expire before the Flames get out into neutral ice again. Benoit stepping back onto the ice is around back of the net, comes up on the wing. Domi got it to the line, a long shot deflects wide of the Leaf goal. Flames getting it into the slot area, back to the point. Another shot, blocked in front. Domi slashing it away, and it'll be cleared off a glove. Yes, it's not going to go the icing route. Now Bobby McMahon getting after it as he sends it down into the offensive zone. Pospisil for Calgary. Leafs lead 1-0 on a Max Domi goal early here in the first period. Puck back down into the Toronto and Mackenzie Weegar. For Calgary up on the right side. Coronado in on the right wing with a shot. Pad save. Rebound went back to the net. Played up on the boards. Unable to get it out though was Tavares. Nylander trying to help out. The puck comes back to the point. Long shot deflected in front of the goal. And a bounce wide. It comes to the side of the net where it's cleared away by Brandon Carlo. Another shot goes wide of the Leaf end. 5-3, the Leafs have outshot the Flames, but Calgary with good zone possession as it's cleared down the ice. Won't have enough to go for icing. Both teams getting some changes going. Flames get it to the Toronto zone, but no further. OEL turns back in his own zone to find Benoit. Left wing side, he shoots it in. Around on the boards, far side for Matthews. He lets it go to Nyes. Nyes back of the net for Matthews. Matthews back to the point. Benoit's shot was blocked before it reached the net. Marner quickly onto the rebound. Around back of the net goes Mitch Marner with a centering pass. Off his stick. It comes off his stick and goes to the far side to Matthews. Matthews controls. Matthews leaving for Marner. Chopped into the corner for Nyes. Nyes trying to reverse his field, but is pinned there by Kevin Ball. The puck goes free to Marner. Marner makes a couple of nifty moves. Now into the slot for Matthews. Left wing side, McCabe, and he didn't shoot it. McCabe with it again, a pass in front. Deflected away from Marner. Back to the point. Tanev giving it back to him. Marner sends it around the boards and into the near corner. Matthews is there to send it towards the net. Nyes couldn't help out. It's cleared high, but bunted down and kept alive by Toronto. Bouncing puck finally cleared by the Flames, and the Leafs go back to their own zone. Back comes Yarncroc in over the line. Calle Yarncroc trying to get it in deep. Had it knocked away, and the Flames break back with Blake Coleman. And on the left wing, just playing it down into the corner. Centering effort by Morgan Frost was blocked. Here's Frost getting it back to the point. A shot deflects off a body well wide. Pospisil. Back into the slot to the point. It comes to Mackenzie Weegar, and a long shot is handled, and we get some shoving at the side of the net. Brandon Carlo is in the middle of it.
Well, you love how Joseph Wallen that though. He's about 1.5 feet outside the top of the crease, taking that right in the St. Paddy's Day clover.
So much easier playing goal up here, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't particularly love it when I was down there. And that's why I'm up here.
11:21 to go, first period, 1-0 Toronto. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
From the roots of Motown and R&B to the groovy rhythms of the 70s. Music icon Smokey Robinson is delivering his very own channel of 60s and 70s soul hits and stories of his career.
Hey, it's Smokey Robinson. Music is my life.
Whether you're cruising or just vibing at home, let your soul shine with Smokey's Soul Town. Channel 74 and at home on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
NHL Morning Skate.
Defending Stanley Cup champion, General Manager.
What's up, Insiders? How we doing tonight? This afternoon, middle of the night, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for hanging out with us. The chat is fired up. This is your reminder. Please hit that like button down below. As well, please share the link out. Let's get more hockey fans here to the chat to cheer on our buds while we take on the Flames tonight. Big shout out. Cheers to Kyle Barclay, as well Andrew Hurd, Don Donaldson, Mr. Roboto. What's up, Roboto? Love it. Big Hawk in the chat as well. Stefan, cheers, Stefan. Good to see you. Go Leafs, go. Don't forget, like button, share it out. We'll see you back in the chat.
Celebrating their Irish heritage in this area. And the team was known as the St. Pats before it became the Maple Leafs with Conn Smythe.
These are by far my favorite alternate jerseys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I was thinking...
Oh, no.
Never mind. I'm not going to tell you. At the point... What's the matter? You couldn't see the ice because all of the smoke?
Did I say that out loud?
Yes, yeah. You did. Icing call. Well, as I was perusing and thinking and not hurting myself, I think Owen Nolan is the only Irish-born player. Now, I immediately thought King Clancy. But he's born in Ottawa.
Huh.
And obviously back then, hockey wasn't...
Well, if my son Jesse's listening, which he usually does...
Maybe that's something he could do for the next 45 minutes to an hour.
Or give him a year till next St. Patty's Day.
Ice offside at the
one thing he did come up with, it's...
Now we get some pushing here. And it's Kevin Ball got after...
Benoit's in there.
Yeah.
Rasmus Anderson's got Benoit around the neck.
Was it Nick Robertson? Is Robertson getting a penalty?
He shot the puck after the whistle, or just as the whistle was blowing.
When it was an obvious offside, I think is what.
Drawing number 89, 2 minutes unsportsmanlike conduct.
When is the last time you've seen this called?
I don't believe I've ever seen it called. So how about now?
Well, the goalies might have been maskless the last time this was called. Wow. Well, it's in the rule book. But they deem that the whistle is given enough time for Robinson not to wind up and hammer it in. And like I said, usually it was for when goaltenders weren't wearing masks. So if they had relaxed and somebody wired one.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure Dustin Wolf's wearing one. Anyway.
Or it's a very ugly face.
That's...
So the second power play and the penalty kill brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealer. Up your game. Lease the CRV Sport from 1.99% up to 36 months. Visit OntarioHonda.com. Flames try to keep the puck in and do. Near side it comes to Kadri. Kadri on the near half boards into the slot. Puck intercepted. Nice play by Matthews to take it off his skate and get it out and down the ice. Uyghur goes back. Drops it back into his own zone.
Matthews has a little extra jump in the early going, doesn't he?
It certainly looked like it. Coronado in across the line. Back to the point. Uyghur gives it back to Kadri. Back to Uyghur. Uyghur left point. Wrist shot coming wide of the net. Kadri corrals on the near half wall. Former Leaf works into the circle. Had it knocked off his stick. He regains it. Played off into the left wing corner. Now back to Uyghur at the right point. Looking for Kadri, but goes into the corner. Trying to work with it there is Coronado. Back to the point to Uyghur. Again to the near side to Kadri. Down low with a chance to jam. No, it comes back to the point. Uyghur shot off a shin pad wide. Far side for Morgan Frost. Frost into the slot area. Back to Uyghur. Uyghur near side now for Huberdeau. Huberdeau tries to get it in front. That deflects high in the air. Chopped at, pushed at, and knocked out at center ice on a good play by Brandon Carlo.
He's got that big reach, doesn't he?
Got big everything. That's a large human being. I'm sorry. Flames with 17 seconds left in the penalty. Got it in over the line. Trailing with it now is Anderson. Anderson works around back of the net. Second power play of the game for Ottawa coming to a conclusion as the Leafs push it up on the wing, and it is shot out and down the ice to end it as the door opens, and Nick Robertson, who doesn't spend a lot of time in the penalty box, is out of it. Out. Pass deflected there up on the shoulder of Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and now Nyes turns back in his own zone. Drops it off for Morgan Riley. Riley will play it high and down into Calgary territory. Puck down in along the boards, trying to come out with it. That was Robertson's fourth penalty of the year. Played back into neutral ice. 8:12 to play first period. Leafs get it in over the line, but Marner couldn't get it very deep. He's trying to get off, and now an errant pass turns into an icing against Calgary. And it'll be brought back into the Flame zone. So the Leafs lead it 1-0 on a goal by Max Domi, his sixth, from Benoit and Oliver Ekman-Larsson at 1:47 of the period.
Yeah, I'm just going back and looking. The Leafs, when they played in Calgary, had 2 5-on-3s against in the first 2 periods of that game. Emmett Timmins at 12:32. Jake McCabe delay a game 8 seconds later. That was in the first period, and it happened again in the second period.
So 2 of the 6 times they've been 2 men short happened in the one game against Calgary. Flames get it in over the line. Far side to Sharon Govich. Played to the side of the net. It comes around the boards to the near wing. Packel gets it in front. Good block in front. The Leafs push it ahead. Nylander in on the left wing. Nylander stops up. Gets it in front of the goal, and fanning completely on it was Pontus Holmberg. Long errant pass now will turn into an icing against Calgary as Morgan Riley, whose parents or grandparents, I guess it was, when they came over from the old sod, they misspelled his name. Riley is normally spelt R-E-I-L-L-Y, but at the immigration office, they misspelled it R-I-E-L-L-Y, and the Rileys have kept that spelling.
It's supposed to be I before E, except after C, right? Isn't that what we grew up learning in English?
But there's no C, so it's E before I if it's Riley.
Why?
Just because.
I see.
No, if there was a C, then it would. Never mind.
Who's on first?
No, yes, thank you. Leafs get it down into the offensive zone. Domi trying to dig it free and does. Bobby McMahon from a sharp angle fired it high and wide off the corner boards. Back of the net for McMahon. Got by him. Pinching down Benoit. McMahon trying to help out. Flames get it freed up, and they'll push it out at center, and Matt Coronado will get it down into the Toronto end. Oliver Ekman-Larsson reversing the puck, but onto the stick of a Flame. Back to the point to Weegar, and a shot. Drilled off a stick, up into the screen, out of play, and a face-off coming in the Toronto zone.
And this from James Ralph Enterprises headquarters.
I was right.
Owen Nolan is the only, according to the internet.
You mean you don't trust my memory and brain?
I don't trust the internet either.
No. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan on the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
At Honda, we take pride in building the CR-V Sport here in Alliston, Ontario. And with all-wheel drive, plus a suite of Honda sensing technologies, we made sure it can handle Ontario winters. But you're probably wondering, what's with the one-touch power moonroof? Well, Ontario, we hold on to the hope that one day winter will be over. Get ready for spring and adventure with the Honda CR-V Sport. Lease with rates from 1.99% for 36 months, plus get a $1,500 Honda bonus. OAC conditions apply. Made with domestic and imported parts. See HondaOntario.com.
Over to our sideline reporter now.
What's up, insiders? There it is. Mark Duffney. Great to see you, Mark. Get ready for the first intermission. Actually, no. Second intermission. We'll put the we'll spit the ad out there, the promo, in a few minutes once we get going to the first intermission, because I have to cook burgers. TSI Allison is on her way home, and it is time to cook some burgers. Go Leafs, go! Nice goal from Domi. Check out Jelly's video if you're a member over there, and let's get back to the chat. Miss V. Veronica, some name I can't pronounce with the Arabic. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hey, Mr. Roboto again. Andrew Hurd, Sean V, Pickleball Pat. Hey, there's that Sean V guy. Thinks I'm annoying. Well, then go find another channel. Cheers. We like you hanging out with us, Sean V. It's all good. Just have fun with it. Hockey's back. Go Leafs, go.
Nice to see that he was right on top of his game right away.
I know. Got to...
Face-off coming to the left of Joseph Wall. 1-0 in favor of the Maple Leafs on a Max Domi goal early in the period. 6:45 to play. Kadri gets the puck back to the point, and a whisk look outward. That ended up going off a stick over the screen and up about 30, 40 rows up in the end seats.
Well, there's people applauding up there, so hopefully
Somebody
that's a good
ducked.
sign.
Boy, little things, but that screen that was implemented after a tragedy, really.
In Columbus,
yes.
A young girl
has
lost her life.
saved so many fans from serious injury. Leafs down in the offensive zone. Played in around the boards by Scott Lawton. It comes back to the near side. McCabe tried to pinch to keep it in, but now without a stick, Joel Hanley gloving the pass ahead, and it's going to turn into a face-off down in the Flame zone because of the glove pass was originated in the neutral zone.
Only look, this huge game for the Calgary Flames as they're looking to surpass the Vancouver Canucks for the last wild spot. Calgary just 2 points back, but have 2 games in hand. They're also 2 points back of the St. Louis Blues. Utah is right behind, right with them as well. So every game for Calgary right now is a playoff game.
Leafs win the face-off, get it down into the corner, snapping it in front of the net. Oh, and a save made there in front of the goal of Austin Matthews. Matthews goes back into the Toronto zone. Sidesteps one. Carries to center. He's been the best player on the ice as he got it in over the line. He felt a bit of a tug there, and if he'd have just lost his balance a bit, pretty sure the Leafs would have had to go on the power play, having given up the first 2 here. Big hit there by Nyes. He crumpled Braden Paccal with a pretty good hit at the blue line. Puck down in the Toronto zone, though. Back it comes to Paccal, back on his skates over on the left wing side to defenseman Hanley. Keswickian sends it down into the corner. Back it comes on the board, swept in by Coronado. Far side, Bean trying to keep it alive. Back to the point, shot blocked, rebound at front. Out comes Matthews. Matthews in over the line. Good, running out of gas is what he is, but he still has the puck into the slot. Shooting, and a shot by Nylander went wide of the goal. Matthews with it again. Back to the point it comes. Near side OEL in for Nylander. Nylander curling back at the blue line. Centered it, and it rolled just wide of the net. Nyes was there, and now Tavares into the forecheck. Flames get it out at center. Whatever they put in Austin Matthews' cornflakes today, they better bottle it. Shot goes wide of the net as it goes into the far corner. Holmberg against the boards. And it is pushed over on the near wing. Flames can't get out. Good play by Tavares to keep it in. Here's Holmberg centering. Off a skate. Down is the goaltender, and Dustin Wolf finally gets a glove on it.
And if you're the Leafs, you're saying, go ahead. Give me a shot. Because the officials, I mean, both the penalties the Leafs have taken might have been a little bit debatable, but boy, Dustin Wolf, off his pad, left pad, off the post, and then popped forward instead of backwards, and the Leafs that close to doubling their lead.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
MLB Network Radio is getting you ready for the season, talking with the best players in baseball.
Here with Juan Soto. These players, they have experience in the NL East and playing New York and everything, so I think it's going to be really fun.
Joined now by Angels outfielder Mike Trout.
I know where I'm at. I know when I'm out there, I still feel I'm the best player on the field, and that's the whole mindset coming in the spring. Enjoy it, have some fun, and play.
Hear player interviews from all 30 teams right now on the SiriusXM app. Just search Spring Training.
NHL Morning Skate.
Defending Stanley Cup champion, General Manager Bill Zito. You have to be cognizant of the chemistry when you go out and make a potential trade, don't you?
We enjoy a little bit of a benefit now where the room is so strong that they can absorb a lot. We just want seamless guys who come in. Your leaders are Reinhart, Kachuk, Barkov, Bobrovsky. That part, it takes care of itself.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The Power Play with Steve Kouleas.
General manager of the Winnipeg Jets, Kevin Cheveldayoff. What would finishing first overall mean to the organization, Kevin?
Well, I think anytime that, you can finish in an area where you're getting recognized, it's special. But again, the important thing for us is process. Is when we buy into playing the way we need to play, then, we feel comfortable that we'll win more games than not. And then you let the chips fall where they may.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
The world's most thrilling league is now in the palm of your hand. Hear every English Premier League match all season long on the SiriusXM app. Just search for your favourite team.
Leafs Radio Network.
Sit down.
Thunderous amount of applause for the Leafs troops, where a member of our armed forces is recognized. And tonight, Darryl Sittler and Lanny McDonald presenting a Leaf jersey to one of our members of our armed forces. And it rocked the house here. As it's cleared out at center ice, the Leafs try to flip it back in. Delayed offside, played up on the wing for Kadri. He couldn't get in over the line. Banked out at center to the line. Nice! Had Matthews in! And he couldn't get to the puck in time to get a backhand directed at the net. Had Nyes been able to secure the puck just a split second earlier, he had Matthews alone. Marner can't keep it in. Kadri starting out of his own zone. London native gets to the blue line. Had it knocked off his stick. Back to Weegar. Weegar will come to the near point. Play it around back of the net. Cut off there by the Leafs. Riley pushed ahead for Nyes. Dropped off now for Domi. Domi launches it high and into the zone. He goes, he has a man in front. And unable to get the puck in front was Robertson. Played back down into the Toronto end with 3.5 minutes to go in the first. 1-0 Toronto. Played up on the wing off a stick. Grabbed off by Nicky Robertson. Played off on the right wing for Tanev. He'll just dump it into the far corner. Bobby McMahon in on the forecheck. Robertson helping out to get it freed up for Domi. Domi centers. No one there. Left wing side kept in then at the blue line by McCabe. Into the slot for Tanev. Wrist shot coming. That deflected and a great pad save made by Dustin Wolf. That was a lot more difficult than it appeared.
Shots now favoring the Leafs show 12-4. Under 3 minutes to go here in the first period. So Craig Berube wanted a little more desperation at the start. He's been able to get it out of just about every line.
And getting pucks to the net. You have to have 30 shots on goal. I mean, that's just... Here are the Flames round back of the goal in the Leaf zone. Playing it off the boards. Blocked there. Nicely done by the Leafs and played to an open wing courtesy Simon Benoit. And Benoit will get a pass to the near wing and look up ice and tried to get it ahead. Did Yarncrook touch it? I guess he did. Icing waved off. Yarncrook after the puck in the near corner. Can't come up with it. Ryan Lomberg unable to get out. Played back of the net. Wolf goes back of the goal to secure it. And the Flames with 2:06 to play it off a skate out at center ice. Brought on by Kevin Rooney. Rooney drops, long shot, blocked away nicely by Joseph Wall, who has looked very sharp here in this first period. 1-0 Toronto. Pass comes back out into neutral ice. Nylander swinging to the far side to take the pass. Nate's move to get the zone. Plays it in front of the net, just out of the reach of Pontus Holmberg. Holmberg bring it up for Tavares, who sends a long shot high and wide. McCabe backhands back of the net, off a stick, it comes right back to him. To the point to Riley. Riley's wrist shot in traffic in front. Pass in front for Holmberg instead of a shot by Tavares. Tavares to Nylander, though, he's in. Great save made by Wall. He doesn't know where the rebound is. And the puck goes into the near corner. Oh, my. Flames get it back into the Leaf end. What a sequence that was. Tavares to center. In on the left wing. Less than a minute to go in the period. Marner corrals a loose puck in front for Nyes. Back to the point, but too far. It's intercepted and brought back by the Flames. Dropped off for Anderson. Scores! Rasmus Anderson on a turnover at the Calgary blue line, and the Flames have equaled a 1-1 tie.
And doing that, Simon Benoit, when the puck went back to Anderson following the play up, Benoit goes down, but the puck beats him low. And I think this goes under the Leaf defenseman, and that's why Joseph Wall was late to react on it. And that coming after the Leafs had a couple of outstanding opportunities at the other end. But yeah, this goes under the legs of Simon Benoit. He does the two-pad slide in front of Wall. And as a goaltender, you've got to anticipate that it's going over him. And I think you saw from the reaction by Joseph Wall, he lost it as Benoit ended up providing the screen.
9th of the season for the defenseman. And we have a tie game in a period that the Leafs have dominated. But no one said it was supposed to be fair. Back in on the right side. Flames up against the boards. Nyes ties his man up. The puck comes free to Marner. He's going to just flip it out into neutral ice. It takes a crazy bounce, but the Flames get it. 26 seconds left in the period. Played into the center ice area. McCabe bumped into Hunt, and Dryden Hunt loses the puck, and now Tanev has it in the near corner, banking it out at center for Nyes. 10 seconds left. Matthews curling it back in his own zone. The Leafs are just going to run out the clock. And so, despite holding a territorial advantage and having the better scoring chances,
I think you're still happy with this. You know, Craig Berube said that it really wasn't until the halfway mark of the third period against Ottawa a couple of nights ago, Saturday night, that the Leafs found desperation and were able to get pucks to the net. I thought they did that throughout the 20 minutes, and you've also got to consider for four of them they were a man short. So I think the mentality is keep playing the way you are. It really could have been a 3-4-1 lead after the first. Dustin Wolf made some great stops and had a little bit
fortunate too,
had a little bit of the luck of the Irish as well.
Speaking of the Irish, how about a little toast? Whiskey best, you are my guest. You've oft times robbed me of my rest. You've oft times made my friends my foes. You've oft times made me wear old clothes. But since you are so near my nose, I tip you up and down she goes. We'll ship it off to Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert for our first period intermission.
Change your clothes.
Oh, good idea. Well, could you pass that glass of whiskey over here first? Thank you. You're listening to Bullshit Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Experience the excitement of the men's and women's NCAA basketball tournaments on Sirius XM and on the Sirius XM app.
This place is in stunned disbelief.
Search March Madness to hear Westwood One's coverage of all the games. Plus,
Cheers, Insiders! Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs game against the Calgary Flames. Now is the time of the show. Please let us know where you're watching from in the chat by clicking the link that you see in the chat and taking it to the website. This is recorded just before the live stream starts. 8 page views today, but we've still got all those bubbles from the last 30 days since we just launched the website. Thank you for letting us know, clicking that link, and seeing where everyone else is watching from around the world. Cheers. Go Leafs go. We'll see you back in the chat.
What would finishing first overall mean to the organization, Kevin?
Well, I think anytime that you can finish in an area where you're getting recognized, it's special. But again, the important.
All right, Insiders, the grill is fired up. The burgers are ready to go on. I had to change the propane out. There you go. The total page views are flying up. Maybe not flying, but Whitby, Canada. There's United Kingdom, Lethbridge, Canada again. Thank you, Insiders, for hanging out with us tonight Here's the link. If you have not clicked it yet, there you go. Like Pickleball Pat, I'm watching from the Sea of Tranquility this evening. I love it. That's awesome. There's Nick in Kingston. Very, very cool. All right, I got to get back to those burgers. I'm going to let the map run during the intermission and just add the score up here somewhere. Go Leafs, go. Big second period ahead. Thanks for letting us know where you're watching from in the chat on TorontoSportsInsider.com. Don't forget, check out our awesome merchandise as well. We've got some OG Insider merch on the website that is only going to be available until we hit 100,000 insiders in this amazing, awesome, crazy madness, bracket mania. I love it. Go Leafs, go. Go Jays, go. Regular season's coming up. We'll be live for every game. We'll see you back in the chat. First intermission, rolling.
January 1st. They're so deep. They made a trade, like Michael Granlund there. Tyler Seguin may come back. Brantanen will fit in there beautifully. And another sort of guy drawn to the southern United States, no state tax team, good organization, and wanting to kind of set up shop long term there. So obviously it makes sense.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio. Sirius XM 91.
The best player analysts and insiders live on NHL Network Radio. Mike Johnson.
If you would have asked me, what's the one record that would never, ever, ever be broken? Was the 894 goals. Every single day he scores, that's sort of the lead story in the NHL. And yet here's Ovi about to do it, and he's going to push through 900 goals, and he could push to 1,000 if he wanted to. He played 3 more seasons.
Get the latest opinion and analysis you need on the home of hockey, NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
OEL gets it in. Long shot taken by Robertson was blocked. He gets another weak one away that Wolf had no trouble with. Back to the point. Defense go D to D with it. Benoit with a shot. Pat save, rebound, score! From the far side by Benoit.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590. The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert. It's a 1-1 tie after 20 minutes between the St. Pats, the Maple Leafs.
Nicely done. We didn't do a good enough job in the pregame with that.
What? I talked about it a million times.
I said Maple Leafs every time.
Oh, sorry. The St. Pats and the Calgary Flames. And that was almost a perfect period for the Leafs. It's tough because at the end, the goal with less than a minute left, and I always hate that. You always got to win the first and last minute of each period, but that was a really good start for the Leafs, a great period, lots to go through in the positive columns, but unfortunately they walk away into the first intermission with a tie.
Yeah, they do. I guess you'd be considering that pretty disappointing given that how the period
pretty much
went.
owned it.
They dominated the period. They definitely created most of the meaningful opportunities, but you're right. Yeah, they gave up one late, and they got to start from scratch. But I guess coming into this game angry, as it was advertised, they're an angry team. They're angry, at least in the lead up to the game. Maybe that late goal will make them angry or carry over the angriness, and they can stick with the original program, which was to play an inspired brand of hockey, a meaningful brand of hockey. What we did see from the Maple Leafs until that goal was really, really positive. Number 34 specifically looked inspired. That third line that we thought we'd never see again with Max Domi, Nick Robertson, and Bobby McMahon produced a goal. So, yeah, a lot of good things came out of that period. And it is too bad, as you mentioned, that they exit tied.
Luke Fox, per Natural Stat Trick, tweeting out the high danger chances in period 1. Maple Leafs 10, Calgary Flames 1. It's pretty good.
I guess that's a good conversion rate.
Pretty good conversion rate. Yeah, that's right. 1 for 1. 14-4 were the shots after the first period. So Domi gets on the scoreboard for the Maple Leafs. It's the 6th of the season. He's had a little bit of stretch here, a little bit of pop. It's been a Domi week. Got the fight. He got a goal. He got another goal. He's been buzzing a bit. You want to keep that energy, that confidence in himself, because this has been a not even up and down season, mostly a down season. So when you're riding the high of what Max Domi can bring to this Leafs team, it's really important to see it, and we're seeing it a little bit tonight too.
Yeah, I still don't know if I completely understand the reasoning behind going back to this third line. I get that the Lawton unit is supposed to be the checking unit, and they want to take a look at that. But we didn't see much of it, and maybe there's no need to really feature a checking unit against the Flames. But again, we're talking about, big picture stuff at the end of the season in the playoffs, what you're going to be using. And I thought we were going by the assumption that you could not have Domi playing the middle of the ice. You maybe couldn't have Nick Robertson playing on a line with Max Domi in playoff games. But as we inch closer to it, this line is not only out on the ice together, playing a prominent role, but at least in that period, producing as well, with Domi getting on the board, especially a 5-man unit that featured, the third pairing for the Maple Leafs or the St. Pats as well. So a lot of good stuff there. Hopefully Domi can keep the momentum going. I feel like there's no excuse for him not to be a productive player, whether it's being physical or adding that secondary scoring, but there is more on his shoulders when he's forced to be a center iceman with more defensive responsibility.
So we talk about the Leafs having a pretty dominating period, and I think I felt pretty relieved to see Austin Matthews being a very present force in that period. A lot of dialogue around the last couple of days about Matthews' injury. Is he injured? Is he playing? Is he playing hurt? Is he playing injured? Should he be playing penalty kill? What's wrong with Austin Matthews? He hasn't scored. Blah, blah, blah. You have heard it. Obviously, if you listen to this station or any other one, you know it. But I thought he looked like a man on a mission in that period, and you just hope that he keeps that up.
If it weren't for Dustin Wolf, you could argue he was the best player in the period.
Yes.
But the Calgary Flames goaltender is the reason why it's 1-1. The reason why the Flames are in a playoff spot is Dustin Wolf, and you can kind of see it out there tonight. I am glad, though, if there were a Flame to score, Rasmus Andersson he celebrates goals like unlike any other player in the NHL, where he picks a member of the opposing team's fan base to just stare deep into their soul. And we saw that after the Rasmus Andersson goal. So if the Leafs can keep it at 1, we can at least be entertained by the reaction to the one Flame goal.
Oh, yeah. He stared down that Leafs fan. It was intense.
Yep. That's his thing.
All right. 1-1 after 20 minutes. We'll take a quick break. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard and get you set for the second period. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
You ready to go coast to coast? Thursday night. Why watch one game when...
Hey, you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you. No, I'm not going to tell you to subscribe. I'm going to tell you, hit the link that's pinned in the chat and join our Bracket Mania group on ncaa.com. We're going to have a lot of fun in all of those live streams, 67 to be exact, for Bracket Mania and the SickKids campaign that we have going on. Check out the link that is pinned in the chat. Join your group and your bracket. Watch the video we just did earlier today, and we'll see you back in the chat. Go Leafs, go! Thanks for joining our bracket pool. It's going to be a lot of fun tracking with the fans all over the world, all the way to the Final Four.
S65. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
The shot scores! Bobby McMahon with the shot from the right point.
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Most Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. 1-1 after 20 minutes. And 2 goals were scored, but I think the most interesting moment was Nick Robertson taking a very delayed slap shot from the point and then getting penalized for it.
Yeah, that was an out-of-pocket moment.
What just happened? It's like his wires crossed.
That was like at least 2 seconds after the whistle, I would say.
And he was not even involved.
Everyone had disconnected from the play, and he just absolutely wired. I didn't even see where the shot went, but he put his entire might into it.
Yeah, he
and
ripped
Kevin
a slap
Ball,
shot.
the biggest guy on the ice, other than maybe Brandon Carlo, was right near Robertson. Gave him a couple cross checks. I don't know what he was thinking. Wires crossed. I'm not sure. Maybe he thinks he's 10 feet tall playing with Max Domi again.
Oh, it was so out of character. But okay, man.
Do you?
You do you. Let's take a look at the NHL scoreboard presented by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Bet365 must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit connexontario.ca.
It is not the busiest night in the NHL, but 4 other games are ongoing, and that'll be the extent of the NHL action. It is all underway right now. A big one for the Leafs. Lightning lead the Flyers 1-0, just past the halfway mark of the second period. The Devils have a 2-0 lead over the Blue Jackets, who are having trouble scoring of late. It's 2-2 Sabres and Bruins, and the Kings have a 1-0 lead over the Minnesota Wild, just past the midway mark of the first period.
Okay, so we had a Domi goal, a Rasmus Anderson goal, a stare into the crowd, which we just saw in the replay. We saw Nick.
What would you do if he stared into your soul after a goal?
I would always laugh. I think it's wild.
I think you'd have to laugh.
I think you just have to laugh.
That'd be the only
There's
recourse.
nothing else you can do. Just laugh
Just
it
stare
off.
back, win the staring competition.
No, I would laugh. I would be uncomfortable. I'd laugh for sure.
Yeah, I can see that.
But Leafs with a really great period and looking to build on that, even though they were scored upon in the last 40 seconds of the first period. So we have a 1-1 tie after 20. We will send it to Jim Ralph and Joe Bowen, who have the call of the second period next. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
It comes around every year. People begin to scramble for information. It's a beast like no other. And VSiN is here to help you navigate the waters of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. It's Sharp Week, and our team of college hoops experts will guide you through your brackets. Want to know who the wagering sharps are picking? Tune into Sharp Week on VSiN, Sirius XM 158. Sharps! You're gonna need a bigger bet.
NHL Morning Skate.
Defending Stanley Cup champion, General Manager Bill Zito. You have to be cognizant of the chemistry when you go out and make a potential trade, don't you?
We enjoy a little bit of a benefit now where the room is so strong that they can absorb a lot. We just want seamless guys who come in. Their leaders are Reinhart, Kachuk, Barkov, Bobrovsky. That part, it takes care of itself.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
General manager of the Winnipeg Jets, Kevin Cheveldayoff. What would finishing first overall mean to the organization, Kevin?
Well, I think anytime that, you can finish in an area where you're getting recognized, it's special. But again, the important thing for us is process. Is when we buy into playing the way we need to play, then, we feel comfortable that we'll win more games than not. And then you let the chips fall where they may.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
It's soccer's most thrilling league.
Only the Premier League can make you feel like this.
And now every match is on the Sirius XM app.
Can you believe it?
From the title race.
This is remarkable. Keeps this title charge on track, surely.
To the relegation fight.
The impossible may still be possible.
Hear every English Premier League match on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Just search for your favorite club.
Hockey lives here.
Suzuki sweeps it. There's a chance. Reno Caulfield shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on Sirius XM. Leafs Radio Network.
Leafs and Flames Leafs are tied at a goal. Max Domi scoring early, 1:47 into the period from Benoit and Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Anderson scoring late at 19:13 from Huberdeau and Pospisil, and it is tied 1-1. Shots favoring Toronto 14-6 in the first period, in a solid first period that the Leafs played.
And the numbers for high danger chances in the first period: Toronto 10, Calgary 1. So I think if you go 30-3 in this game, your chances are pretty good. But I've often brought up this quote from Ron Wilson years ago that in hockey, he said you can only control how well you play, not whether you win or lose.
True. Marner moving left to right, works in over the line. He got hooked, and there's going to be a penalty here to Calgary.
That Nazem Kadri that is going to go to the box for the Flames. I believe he was the one right behind his former teammate driving to the net. So 9 seconds into the second period, the Leafs go to their first power play.
A couple of former London Knight players.
And now, I mean, this is going to be key for the Leafs in the sense, Joe, that I thought the last 10 minutes of the game against Ottawa were their best, except for the power play, the 2 minutes.
Draw one by the Leafs. Marner dishes off on the far side. Nylander circles again with it in the corner. Has it under control, back to Marner. Marner looks back to the near side to Matthews. Matthews doesn't shoot it. Back to Marner. Marner working back to the blue line. Far side for Nylander. Nylander works off on the wing. Got a shot away. And it was stopped by Wolf. It dropped right at his knee, and he was able to get a glove on top of it. But here's the thing, and I know it's all let's move the puck around and share it and everything else. This is where Austin Matthews has to get selfish.
Yep.
Shoot the damn thing.
But you also got to get somebody in front of the net, right?
Yeah. Draw one by the Leafs. Marner works into the slot with a shot, and that deflected just wide. Cleared out and down the ice then by the Flames.
And as we said, that Matthew Nyes right to the front of the net.
Brought out now by Marner to the blue line. Drops the puck back, but almost gave it away. Matthews was able to chip it free and got it in on the left wing, but Nyes couldn't handle his pass cleanly. The puck comes around the boards. The Leafs will get to it. Tavares working the near boards. John Tavares playing in his 600th career game as it is shot out and down the ice by Calgary. Wall out of the net. Had to play that rather cautiously without getting into the non-trapezoidal area as it's brought to center ice by Nylander. Works in on the left wing. Forced off the puck by Anderson. Shot around the boards. Nicely blocked at the blue line by Marner. Far side for Willie. Nylander to the half boards on the far wing. Back to the point to Marner. Marner into the slot area. Now to Matthews. Matthews on his backhand. Couldn't shoot it. Now it'll go to Willie and a shot. Scores! William Nylander taking a page out of his good friend David Pasternak from just about the same spot that the Bruin forward scores a lot of goals.
He may not have that big shot from the middle of the ice at the blue line, but they've got Nylander and Matthews both in the circle that can one-time it, and Willie, I mean, this is a bullet short side on Dustin Wolf. Mitch Marner gets the puck pass to the point, middle of the ice inside the blue line, and just a one-touch pass towards the top of the left wing circle, and Nylander has the Leafs back up on top 2-1.
38th of the season for Willie.
9-game point streak now for Nylander as well. 5 goals, 11 points.
Domi knocks the puck into the zone. Robertson couldn't get to it. Brandon Carlo tried to keep it in, but it comes out at center. And a penalty for high sticking is coming, and Nick Robertson has turned into the penalty king of the night. His second penalty of the game.
And watching it was on the forecheck. I mean, this is, perfect cell job. This was more like a massage. The Calgary defenseman, Joel Hanley, sells it with the big head snap, but it's a high stick. The blade comes up into his face.
Draw one by Calgary. A shot by Uyghur was blocked. Cleared on the backhand, as breaking his stick in the process was Matthews, who then heads to the bench after getting it down the ice. He actually played the puck on his backhand down the ice with a broken stick, because he discarded it immediately then afterwards. Bouncing puck into the Toronto zone. Flames with it on the far half boards. Back to the point, Kadri. Kadri got away from Nyes, works into the corner. Still with it, Nyes on him as he plays it back to the point. Uyghur into the slot. Over on the near side, Pospisil a shot. That deflected wide. Cleared off the boards. It hits the official and stays in the offensive zone for Calgary. Near boards for Morgan Frost. Holding, got a pass in front. Knocked away to the far boards by McCabe. To the point for Uyghur. Uyghur to the far side, a one-timer, big save, rebound, scores off the rebound. Morgan Frost will tie the game at 2.
So, senseless penalty for Nick Robertson, his second of the game, and this time it cost the Leafs, who were 2 for 2 in the penalty kill in the first period. But here, a shot from about the top of the left wing circle, same range that Nylander scored on. Joseph Woll has to kick out the right pad. The puck goes from his left to his right, and Morgan Frost, first game in Toronto as a member of the Calgary Flames, corrals it, goes backhand, forehand, and tucks it past Joseph Woll to quickly tie this game again. I know his father, Andy.
The play was offside prior to the goal. Not so fast, Mr. Ralph. Not so fast. I think now maybe it might have been offside. So they're looking at this, and we have been singing the praises of the Leafs video crew any time where they have not been really forced into it, hoping for an offside or something.
The one time I think that they've lost this year was sort of a Hail Mary hoping.
Yes.
Because of the time and the score,
But when they have had in game like this, they have been bang on.
We still have not. It's an Amazon Prime game tonight. We have not been able to see a replay yet. But season 4 of Yellowstone is out.
Oh, good. Oh,
actually, I love Yellowstone. It's a great show.
It's a great show.
But no, we still have not seen it now. We've seen it on the scoreboard first. Where's the puck?
I don't know. Well, they're looking at it. The linesmen are Brad Kovacic and Dan Kelly. They're the ones looking at the thing. Now, if they are in agreement, then they'll have to decide.
Here we go.
Where's the puck?
Boy, there's a lot of traffic at that blue line, but is it the player on the far side?
Yes.
Who is Nazem Kadri. Now we're seeing the opposite view of it. Oh, yeah. Well, now you can't see Kadri's skates. I mean, this might be, you can be pretty sure he's over, but do you get a clear view of it? Kadri is right along the right wing boards in front of the Calgary bench. When this crosses the line, it looks like the puck is deflected and goes up.
Up, yeah.
And then off a player and back into the zone, and that Kadri may have jumped the gun.
Well,
and got
Morgan
in ahead
Frost,
of the play. But I mean, there's got to be another camera angle, Joe, that we haven't seen for the Leafs to be able to look at this and deem that they felt that it was offside.
Well, on that replay, I'm sure they didn't think, okay, that's definitely. Right? They have to have something else that they have looked at.
Yeah, because I don't know if we've seen anything. There had to be, 7 players at the blue line. Here we're going to see it again. It's a little better. We're still watching for the... Where's the puck, though?
You need to blow it up, and people at Prime haven't done that for us. Morgan Frost has scored twice against the Maple Leafs in his career. And, of course, his dad, Andy, who is here, longtime voice of the Air Canada Centre.
I guess it was still Scotiabank a few years under Andy.
I think so, yeah.
And it's the linesmen that continue to look at it. Again, it's because of the... Where's the puck? See, you can't really tell where the puck is, can you?
No.
From this one angle.
And
it kind of gets lost up in the Calgary defense.
Yeah.
Or Calgary
it's taking
pants and socks.
A good amount of time to go through it.
If it's the one angle we're looking at that's frozen right now, it shows that Kadri's heel that he tried to drag his right skate. It is over the line.
Nick Robertson is hoping he gets to go back into the penalty box. He's standing with the officials. Now they have discussed it. They're talking to referee Frederick Lecue, who will make the announcement.
The review. The call was deemed to be offside, therefore we got no goal.
Well, that's a break for the Leafs. I mean, if it's deemed to be onside and a goal, the Leafs would have gone back to the penalty kill, and that would have been the fourth time of the night. So, great job. I still think there had to be another angle, Joe, that we haven't seen that the Leafs were able to look at, their video coaches.
Another great job done by Sam Kim and
Jordan Bean. Yeah.
Saw Jordan Bean's wife the other day after the game, who used to traipse around the country with us.
Yeah,
Nicole.
Lovely Nicole.
Oh, God, yeah.
Well, we emceed their wedding.
Yes, we did.
And now there's baby Anna.
Yes.
So a lot's changed in the last few years.
Yeah, they're quite the little family. So, now they have to put the time back up on the clock. And that, they have to wait to see what the clock said when they were coming in over the blue line. And so this is taking some more time.
I got one for you while we're waiting.
Great.
Calgary Flames have never had a top 3 draft pick since moving from Atlanta. The first 2 years the franchise in Atlanta, Jacques Richard was second overall, Tom Wysiak was second overall.
All right.
But since moving to Calgary, isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
You'd think that over the years, I mean, look at their friends down the road in Edmonton.
No kidding.
Number 1 picks overall, not top 3.
So a minute 26 left in the power play as the Flames get it down into the Leaf end. This time onside, maybe not. Offside at the blue line.
Just saved us about 15 minutes. Having to review that. 1:20 to go here in the third Calgary power play of the night.
2-1 Toronto. The goal on the power play, Nylander's 38. Marner and Matthews the assists. And the draw won by the Flames. Kadri gets it in over the line. Dished it off into the corner for Morgan Frost. Top of the circle into the corner. Back to Kadri, looking for Weegar. Gets him at the point. Weegar looking for a return pass, but it comes into the slot. Now back to Weegar. Off on the wing for Coronado. Coronado shot blocked. Rebound try. Deflected wide. Puck comes back to the point again. Weegar holds. Got it onto the left wing side. Frost trying to center. That was blocked. Frost gets it back into the corner. And Benoit is going to get there and get it out and down the ice. Leafs are going to get a change of players going. Lawton, the lone forward, up that forechecking. Brought on by the Flames to the line. Lawton steals the puck and is able to punch it out into neutral ice. Rasmus Andersson fires it back into the Toronto end. Back of the net. Hammered around the boards by Tanev and down the ice. It will go with 20 seconds left in the power play. 2-1 Toronto here in the second period. Farabee comes to center. In on the wing. Sharangovich got it off on the far side. Klapka gets it back to the point. Fed along the boards by Anderson. Klapka down into the corner, trying to work out in front. He does! And a shot hit the blocker of Wall. Kept alive there by the Flames. They play it into the corners. The penalty is expired. Leafs with it in the corner, and Tanev playing it around back of the net to his defense partner. And McCabe will play it out at center, and Robertson trying to work it off the boards to get it into the zone. Has it up against the wall. Flames get it back in over the line. Taken down on the play. The puck is caught up in the equipment there of Klapka. The puck goes back to the net. Trying to jam it out in front was Ryan Lomberg, but that was blocked, and the Leafs alley-oop it high down into the zone. A bouncing puck that no one can control, and now the Leafs do. as Nyes got it back of the net, but no one there as the Leafs were changing. Nyes got high stick, but no call. Brought back by Rooney. A shot steered wide by Joseph Woll.
I love that the referee pointed at Nyes, though, after he took the high stick.
Oh, so he did see it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, good. Okay, well, then that's fine, as long as he saw it. Brought in on the left wing. The pass back to the blue line. Just kept in, I think. Nylander works around back of the net. Takes it to the far boards. Ran out of real estate. Good hit there by Pontus Holmberg to knock the puck down. Back in for Tavares. Sharp angle. Doesn't shoot it. Tried to play it in front for Nylander. And it's got away from him. And Wolf was able to cover up on it. Now Nylander and I guess that is Kevin Rooney without the helmet on now. Up against the end boards in the Calgary zone. 14:46 to go. Stephen Lorenz with a big shot block, but he paid the price for that.
Yeah, and another one. Woll might got a piece of it. Might have clanked off the post as well, and the best chance that the Flames might have had. 17-7 the shots favoring the Leafs, but Flames are within a shot. 2-1 Toronto.
Faceoff will be in the Calgary zone. Leafs' next action is at home. And the Colorado Avalanche will be here on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock start. We'll have that action for you. We hope that you will join us.
The Leafs have won 13 of 14 off-site challenges. Well, remember, even the empty net goal against Ottawa.
Yep.
Saturday night.
13 of 14. That's going to rip that one down. That's...
Yeah. It's also a lot of missed offsides by the linesman, isn't it? You're going, how many didn't result in goals? But I mean, I think the way it is, I think if you're going to make a mistake, you're going to do it on the side of let it go, right? Because if you're wrong the other way,
yeah,
it's
just stops the play, right? And you're really in trouble. You can't get them to review that and have the play continue. Now the Leafs get it in over the line to Matthews. Matthews got free, got a shot away, and that was blocked before it got to the net. Flames get it up on the boards. Kadri getting it out at center, and down into the Leaf end it goes. Oliver Ekman-Larsson against former teammate Huberdeau. The puck to the side of the goal in front. Pad saving a beauty. Now a shot drilled into the chest and wall. Out at the top of his crease. A la James Ralph makes the save and holds on.
Well, until you got to the makes the save part, I think you were bang on.
Yeah, but you know what? If you'd had their equipment.
Yeah.
Well, instead of those brown pads that weighed 2 tons.
Actually sent a picture. I saw this thing posted online where a kid's doing the splits, making the glove save. It said, if you did this as a kid, you had a great childhood. And I sent it to Timmy Bernhardt, and he said exactly. So that's why we wanted to play goal, because of...
Yeah, the camera save. Chopin's little shot, stopped by Wall. Leafs trying to bank it off the boards and get it out at center. And Ball will send it back in. Absolutely. And the brown pads, you look sharp when you were in that equipment. Leafs will play it out at center ice. Yarncrook couldn't get it free. Brought back now by Coronado and across the line for the Flames. A pass off a stick. McMahon couldn't get to it. Long shot. Wall is down again and swallows that up to bring another stoppage of play in the Toronto zone that takes us to a commercial break. A power play goal by the Maple Leafs. William Nylander's 38th has lifted the Leafs into their second lead of the game. It's 2-1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail-biting overtime win, breakaway, pick six, three-point shot, underdog win, buzzer beater, shootout, walk-off, and absolutely every play in between is amazing. From football to basketball and hockey to baseball, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Gambling problem? Visit connexontario.ca.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Leafs win the draw. Marner with a shot at traffic, scores!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan
and the Leafs Radio Network.
13:32 to play in the second period. The Leafs leading by a score of 2-1. Nice to hear from our girlfriend.
Oh, the lovely Nicole, yeah. Nicole Bean.
Yeah. Draw to the left in the Toronto zone. Steven Lorenz took a couple of laps around after blocking that shot. Seems to be all right. Lead flipped to center ice. Didn't connect there with Yarncrook. And Kadri lays it back into his own zone. And now Kevin Ball working out of his own zone to the red line slowly. Got it up on the left wing for Huberdeau with Kadri. Cross ice pass. Long shot. And Kadri tried hard to get to the front of the net. And now we've got a little more pushing and shoving back of the goal with Pospisil involved, but nothing more going to develop. Benoit in there. A lot of people still talking about the fight and the super suplex punch. Yeah. But what was most impressive about that was while he was in the penalty box, he reset his thumb.
And of course, what that did was it took that and then showed soccer players injuries and some basketball players and saying, yeah, it's pretty difficult to say hockey's not the toughest sport.
No.
Or the toughest players.
He dislocated his thumb in the fight and just put it back in and never missed a shift.
Took a couple of tries to get it there.
Brought to center ice. The Leafs in across the line. Marner chipping it into the corner. Spun around the boards. It's going to find Matthews. He gets it into the corner for Nyes. Nyes a nice elusive move. Got it in front and it just missed Matthews. Back to the point, Riley. Now to Marner. Marner stretching things out. Goes back to Austin Matthews. Matthews sends it towards the net. He hit the post. Played to the line, but not out. Now it does come to center. And my point was just made perfectly right there. A shot from about 3 feet inside the blue line. A wrist shot, and it got through and strikes the goal post.
And traffic in front, right?
Hello.
But I mean, this has been the first half of this game has been vintage Austin Matthews. Hasn't scored. Not that vintage. But how many times has he had good scoring chances? 4 or 5? Even before that, you said go into the net. Yep. Just missed Matthews.
3 shots on goal, 2 blocked, 3 misses. Shot deflects off a skate into the corner. Tavares a lead pass looking for Nylander. And Willie didn't see it, and it's all the way down on the goalkeeper. Wolf will play on. Brought out at center ice and back into the Toronto zone it goes. Up on the wing, Nylander. A cross-ice pass to defenseman McCabe. Back to Tanev. Back to Willie. Nylander will get it in deep. He'll go into the forecheck after it. Back of the net. Pontus Holmberg is able to free it up. Now has it in his skates. Can't control it. Flames are going to get it airmailed and sent high into Toronto territory. OEL around back of the net. Played off a stick and down into the offensive zone, but from the wrong side of center. And icing call coming here against the Maple Leafs.
Calgary without some rather important players as well. One of them being Connor Zary, who's out serving a 2-game suspension for an elbow on Elias Patterson. So they've been battling through some things as well, and that's why he had Pospisil playing up at the number 1 line. Kadri and Huberdeau.
Played out at center ice. Bobby McMahon couldn't get it free. Max Domi had to get a new stick from Bobby Hastings, the equipment manager. The Leafs have punched it down the ice, but it won't be icing. Uyghur has to go back for it. He'll reverse it to his defense partner, Joel Hanley. And Hanley starts out.
I was going to say Michael Backlund, Joe, is the other forward that's out for Calgary.
Played deep into the Toronto zone. This is as healthy as the Maple Leafs have been all year long.
Which has made this slump
that much
more frustrating. Yeah.
Yes.
Max Pacioretty, really the only injured player for the Leafs.
Benoit finds OEL. Passed through the neutral zone, went off a stick, but they're going to call icing. But no, Leafs get there. Domi centers! Scores! Mickey Robertson on a hustle play from Domi to deny icing. And Robertson, who had the coach looking at him with a little cross mark on a couple of occasions for bad penalties, gets a nice big check beside his name.
That's the benefit of this line. Domi, Robertson, McMahon, as they have the ability to quick strike. Max Domi has put together a pretty good homestand despite the Leafs record. Not only does he get there first, but I mean just a beautiful pass. Finding Robertson through a seam to the front of the net, and a quick release by Nick Robertson. Finds the back of the net, and for Robertson, he had an assist on the Domi goal against Ottawa on Saturday night. Just 10 minutes and 10 seconds of ice time.
12th goal of the season for Nick Robertson. Centering pass, blocked. Leafs push it ahead. Marner has to wait to get it. Gets to center. Now looks for Matthews. Gives it off to him on the left wing. There was a good chance to shoot the puck there that I wish he had, but he didn't. Now Nyes unable to get it back to the blue line. Brought back by Kadri. Kadri and across the line. Kadri with a shot. Knocked away and scooped into the corner by Joseph Wall. Leafs have it around back of the net.
Assisted by number 11.
Max Domi picking up a goal and a helper here tonight. Played around the boards and into the corner. And OEL picks up his second assist of the game. Flames Sharon Govich in with a shot. Wall down.
Boy, and again, the positioning, Joey? Like looking from up here.
It's such an easy sport from up here. But you're right.
No, but the bottom line is it's always tied to confidence, right? When you're confident, you go out to the top of the crease and you're there. When you're not sure, you think by being a little deeper gives you extra time.
I'll see it. I'll be able to get it.
It gives you more time. Yeah.
And it's wrong.
Yeah.
You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Hey everybody, I'm Andy Cohen. Hear me and my awesome lineup on Radio Andy. Andy Cohen Live.
Gail King in the house.
Jeff Lewis Live.
It's Me Tanks. The Sisters Live.
The John Hill
The
Show.
Julia Cunningham. Here's what happened live. Reality check. From pop culture, music to show-stopping moments.
Kelly Ripa. Ed Sheeran. Jennifer Lopez. Lil Nas X. Or Elton. Do you know how many homes you have?
Yeah, I do actually.
Only on Radio Andy, Sirius XM 102, or listen anytime on the Sirius XM app.
The Point with Boomer Gordon.
For months, I've been listening to hockey people warn the Sabres, don't move on from Dylan Cousins. This is the one you'll regret. The fact that you're trading in division is amazing to me. This guy can come back and haunt you like every Sabre does. But if I'm an Ottawa Senators fan, Jake, I'm over the moon on this trade.
Point with Boomer Gordon. 1 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. Nothing puts you closer to the action than Sirius XM NHL Network Radio.
Dallas already was the highest scoring team in the league since January 1st. They're so deep. They made a trade, like Michael Granlund there. Tyler Seguin may come back. Rantanen will fit in there beautifully. And another sort of guy drawn to the southern United States, no state tax team, good organization, and wanting to kind of set up shop long term there. So obviously it makes sense.
Sirius XM NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Join me, Scott Laughlin, and Gord Stellick, along with former NHLer Mike Johnson for NHL Morning Skate. Weekday morning, 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Network.
The Maple Leafs trail the Florida Panthers by 4 points, but have 2 games in hand. When you talk about this league.
Yeah, and I mean tied with Tampa too, the Leafs are 4 points up on Ottawa.
But Florida plays so well here, then goes into Long Island and loses.
And had a 2-0 lead again in the third period. It was a 2-0 lead in Boston, and then in the third, and same thing in Long Island last night.
Lawton sends the puck into the corner, gets in with an offensive hit on the boards. Puck comes out at center. Yarncrook will steer it back for Steven Lorenz, and the Leafs get it ahead. Yarncrook on the boards. Lawton sends it into the zone and heads to the bench. Long rattle around the boards to get it out at center. Brought in over the line by the Flames. A pass into the slot. Blocked and played into the corner. Benoit ties his man up, and the Leafs come out of it with Tavares starting out of his own zone. Oakville native works to center. Tavares to the line on the wing. He plays it to himself off the left wing boards. Got it down into the corner. Tied up there by Rasmus Andersson. Puck comes around the boards. The Leafs are going to be able to keep it in. As a hit there sends OEL to the ice. And slow to get up is that Lomberg, Ryan Lomberg, who's down on the ice. Then no, I guess it was Rasmus Andersson because he gave him a pretty good hack. Now Huberdeau in across the Toronto line. Dropping it back for Kadri, trying to work his way in. And he had it knocked off his stick. Huberdeau with it again. Into the slot area. Now a shot. Blocked. Good save. Another block in front. And the Leafs are going to get it out at center ice. Pontus Holmberg circles back. Got it ahead now for Benoit, who will backhand deep into the offensive zone with 7:50 left to play in the second period. The Leafs have a 3-1 lead. Ball rattles it back into the zone. Riley against the wall, couldn't get it around back of the net to his defense partner. Now it is Matthews getting it off the wing. Not out. It comes into the slot and a drive. Ow, that went off Morgan Riley. He is all right, though, as he gets back up on his skates. Must have hit a fairly padded area. Around the boards near side for Marner. Played to an open corner for Riley. Quick up to center. Blocked there by Kevin Rooney. He'll get to the Leaf line, but not in much further. And then Nyes trying to play it to his defense partner. That didn't work, but the Leafs come away with it. Marner starts out. Marner to the red line will just shoot it in. Trying to skip by one to get it after it, but it is the goaltender Wolf playing it on the boards, and the Flames get it out at center. Leafs lead 3-1. Pass on the right side for Morgan Frost. He had a goal scored, but it was denied by video review on an offside. That would have tied the game. Plaque come the Leafs in over the line. Robertson and a goal! Oh, and a great chance for Bobby McMahon in tight. Back to Robertson, but he couldn't handle the Domi pass. And it's out at center ice. This line has just been on fire, hasn't it?
And I'll tell you something, Max Domi might be putting together his best stretch as a Leaf.
Back in over the line is the pass for Domi. Domi tries to center, and it was knocked by the goaltender stick back of the net.
And I mean, speed alone, Joe.
Yes.
We saw it negating.
Just a jump.
Yeah, we saw him negating the icing that led to the Robertson goal.
Sharon Govich gets down into the Leaf zone. Around back of the net to the point. It'll come to Anderson. Far side and now to the near side to Kevin Ball. A long shot. Glances off the back of the net, and the Leafs are going to clear the puck to center and down into Calgary territory. 21-12. The Leafs have outshot the Flames in this game and lead it 3-1. Into the corner. Calgary trying to come out in front of the net. Knocked away by Joseph Wall and brought out at center ice by Yarncrook, who gets to the red line and pumps it in. Slowed up by Wolf. Overskating it, though, was Lorenz. He's gone to the bench. Too many. Well, then call it, for crying out loud.
Well, I tried to count. I think the Leafs were fine.
No, it was the Flames. Definitely the Flames. So now what?
Now they're going to call it? They're going to call too many eyes. I know I could count to 5 on one team, but I couldn't quite get there in the other. But that was a very delayed call, wasn't it? I mean, we could hear it. Too many.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether it was the Leaf bench or the linesman calling it, but it looks like the Leafs will go to the power play.
Okay, so the Leafs will go to the power play when we return. 5:14 to play in the period. A 3-1 Toronto lead And a huge opportunity coming up. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Over to our sideline reporter and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
At Honda, we take pride in building the CR-V Sport here in Alliston, Ontario. And with all-wheel drive, plus a suite of Honda sensing technologies, we made sure it can handle Ontario winters. But you're probably wondering, what's with the one-touch power moonroof? Well, Ontario, we hold on to the hope that one day winter will be over. Get ready for spring and adventure with the Honda CR-V Sport. Lease with rates from 1.99% for 36 months, plus get a $1,500 Honda bonus. OAC conditions apply. Made with domestic and imported parts. See HondaOntario.com.
Cheers, Insiders! Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs game against the Calgary Flames. Now is the time of the show. Please let us know where you're watching from in the chat by clicking the link that you see in the chat and taking it to the website. This is recorded just before the live stream starts. 8 page views today, but we've still got all those bubbles from the last 30 days since we just launched the website. Thank you for letting us know, clicking that link, and seeing where everyone else is watching from around the world. Cheers. Go Leafs, go. We'll see you back in the chat.
To Marner. Down on the half boards for Nylander. Back to Marner, high slot. Willie again. In front, Matthews. They play catch. Still with it, Nylander now. Nylander looking in front. Still with it. Can't get it to Matthews. Now he does. Matthews to Marner. Still on the outside perimeter, though. Down into the slot for Tavares. Tavares running into traffic. Works down the boards. Fakes the drop pass and carries into the corner. Back to the half boards on near side to Matthews. Matthews holding. Looking in front. Willie trying to get some space there. So is Nyes. Back at the point, Marner. Marner walking near side to Matthews. A pass in front. Back to Matthews. Again a spot to shoot, and he didn't. Matthews back to the point to Marner. Marner holds, still with it, to Willie on the far side. He scored earlier from there, took a shot, blocked, got a rebound to Matthews, holding, shooting, scores! I need to coach in this league. I would be terrific. Did I not tell him to shoot from there?
I told him last year.
Yeah, well, where did that get us?
69 goals. But you're right, a number of opportunities. I'll tell you, sometimes you wonder if the health is 100% or not. We haven't seen the shot show this was vintage. We said earlier that it was a vintage Austin Matthews night and that it seemed that he was dangerous every moment he was on the ice. Now for sure it's a vintage Matthews night because he rips this. From below the face-off dot on the right wing side, short side, over the shoulder, under the crossbar. He hasn't had a 2-goal game since December 4th against Nashville, when he had scored twice in the third period for the Leafs to come back and win. And we got another. What else is going on here now? Officials want a hand gestures.
Yeah. The thing about the great scorers are, though, they have to be selfish. They've got to shoot the puck more often than anybody else.
And yet, and the human element is...
I'm trying to be a good teammate.
Yeah, or my confidence isn't there, so let's get it to Willie.
Yeah.
Willie's on a roll.
Yeah.
Or John Tavares is on a roll.
Yeah.
And you're right. I mean, I think there's a time where you want to be a good teammate and you don't want to be selfish, and there's a time where you say, you know what, I'm the kind of the player that can take over a game and help us win, which is being a good teammate too.
That's right. Shot down into the corner. Matthews with his 25th on the power play.
And Joe, now this is a huge test for the Leafs. A 3-goal lead late. They've got to keep the energy and the pressure at the other end of the ice.
Puck played to the line and pushed out at center ice. And it is grabbed off by Steven Lorenz, who regroups the puck, and a rink-wide feed will come to Brandon Carlo, who shoots it in. 3:38 left to play in the second period. So easy to coach from up here. I don't know why they don't let me do it. Pass into the slot, and a good try there by Sharon Govich, but it rolled off his stick. Flames keep it in at the point. Hanley trying to get a shot towards the goal. It deflected wide. And the Leafs will play it off the boards and get it to the line, but not out. Flames keep it in into the slot, and a backhand. Block it away nicely by Joseph Wall. Off the stick of Joel Farabee. Former Flyer. And the Leafs will get it out at center, and now a potential 2-on-1. But Max Domi lost an edge and fell.
Boy, that would have been a 2-on-1 as well with Nick Robertson.
Robertson knocks his man off stride. Flames will pump it around the boards into the near corner and on the near wall. Against the boards is Tavares trying to play it back in along the corner boards for Robertson. Back of the net go the Flames, though. Coming out with it is Frost. Left wing side, down low, and a centering pass is blocked as it comes back out to the blue line. Here's Ball sending it into the corner and around the boards to the far side for defenseman Anderson. He has the Flames goal as the centering pass comes back into the slot. Frost has it knocked off his stick but not cleared. Kevin Ball, good play to keep it in. Play it around back of the net. The Leafs under siege here a little bit, and they'll get free of it. And now here's Tavares buying half the rink by playing it in, allowing a tired Robertson and McMahon to the bench. 2:06 to play in the period. Flames come to center with Frost. Morgan Frost in over the line. Had a nice chat with him prior to the game. He's really enjoying Calgary. Here's Nylander. Left wing side. Oh, and goaltender Dustin Wolf got fortunate there. Now we get pile up behind the bench or behind the net.
I think there's a penalty coming here too. Is it going to Calgary? It was right after Pontus Holmberg delivered that to the net, and I think took a shot, and the Leafs may go to another power play here with 1:51 to go in the second.
Wolf was fortunate there, Jimmy. He went way past the net, wasn't he? And so a roughing call now.
So both teams have taken unnecessary penalties in this game, and the Leaf power play gets to go back to work. They've already found the back of the net twice. Willie Nylander and Austin Matthews both here in the second period. Boy, that one. I mean, it was give Holmberg credit. It looked like he was auditioning for one of the Rocky movies because that head snap helped draw the penalty.
Apollo Creed.
Oh, yeah.
Draw to the right. Won by Toronto. Marner into the slot with a wrist shot, and that went off nice in front of the goal. Cleared to the line and pushed out at center ice. Marner is able to get there and blocks it. And now here's Huberdeau bringing it in over the line. Got a shot away, but it was well wide.
Huberdeau had a huge shorthanded goal against Vancouver. They're down 3-1 late in the third.
Here's Nylander sliding through center. Hits the line with a pass to Nyes. Tried to play it back to the point. It'll come to the line, but kept in by Marner. Marner's pass blocked. He's able to just keep it in. Now on the far side, Matthews. Dishes off into the corner for Nylander. Matthews in the slot. It comes in front. A shot scored! Brilliance! Absolute brilliance! Austin Matthews with a ripping wrist shot. He has 2 on the night, and the Leafs have a 5-1 lead.
And the big boys have been criticized, and rightfully so, over the last few games. Have taken over this one on the power play. 3 power play goals in the period. Matthew Nyes takes the pass below the goal line to the right of Wolf, and it's that little bunt pass out to the middle of the ice, and Austin Matthews, who's at the left wing hash mark, quickly puts it through Dustin Wolf before he can get down on the butterfly. And Matthews, 2 goals in the period, has the Leafs up 5-1.
Leafs back into the attack with Lorenz getting it back to the point. A one-timer is kicked on. There's a big rebound in front. Here's a backhand by Lorenz. No, he doesn't deliver it. Carries into the corner. Back to the point once more. Another shot steered into the corner by Wolf. Lorenz tries to center. Gets it off his skate. Still with it in the far corner. Trying to find a man in front. That was stopped by Wolf. He tries to find the puck, and it's knocked back in the goal. Lorenz getting it freed up again. Yarncrook in the far corner. Good shift here from this line as Lawton comes out of the scrum with it. Going to play it around back of the net and head to the bench with 23 seconds left in the period. The Leafs are 3 for 3 on the power play.
I'm going to guess that is a season high for a period.
Played into the corner. Flames get it off a stick. It'll come to center with 7 seconds left. And Jake Bean in on the left wing. A shot blocked, and the time will run out. What a period for the Maple Leafs as they open up a 5-1 lead on the Calgary Flames, outshooting them 26-13. Austin Matthews has a pair. Max Domi a goal and an assist.
And this is still going to be a very important period for the Leafs coming up. You know, we saw, remember, they had a 4-0 lead on Carolina going into the third period. Need 2 empty netters to win it 6-3. So I think if you're Craig Berube, the message is don't stop. Keep carrying the play. Keep getting pucks deep. I think he'd be thrilled with a very uneventful third period and, walk through the final 20 minutes. But don't give Calgary anything. No stupid penalties, no giveaways. Just keep pushing the pace of play at the other end.
12-7, the Leafs outshoot the Flames in the second period. And another little proverb for you, Mr. Ralph. When I want it bad. When I don't get it, it makes me sad. When I do get it, it makes me frisky. I know what you're thinking about. I'm thinking about whiskey.
I pretty much narrowed it down into that for you.
Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. The Leafs for the 5-1 lead.
Because you'd be mad all the time.
Ailish Forfire and Justin Cuthbert coming your way. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
MLB Network Radio is getting you ready for the season, talking with the best players in baseball.
Here with Juan Soto.
These players, they have experience in the NL East and playing New York and everything, so I think it's going to be really fun.
Joined now by Angels outfielder Mike Trout.
I know where I'm at. I know when I'm out there, I still feel I'm the best player on the field, and that's the whole mindset coming in the spring. Enjoy it, have some fun, and play.
Hear player interviews from all 30 teams right now on the SiriusXM app. Just search Spring Training.
NHL Morning Skate.
Defending Stanley Cup champion, General Manager Bill Zito. You have to be cognizant of the chemistry when you go out and make a potential trade, don't you?
We enjoy a little bit of a benefit now where the room is so strong that they can absorb a lot. We just want seamless guys who come in. Your leaders are Reinhart, Kachuk, Barkov, Bobrovsky. That part, it takes care of itself.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
General Manager of the Winnipeg Jets, Kevin Cheveldayoff. What would finishing first overall mean to the organization, Kevin?
Well, I think anytime that, you can finish in an area where you're getting recognized, it's special. But again, the important thing for us is process. Is when we buy into playing the way we need to play, then, we feel comfortable that we'll win more games than not. And then you let the chips fall where they may.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, SiriusXM 91, and the SiriusXM app. The Point with Boomer Gordon.
For months, I've been listening to hockey people warn the Sabres. Don't move on from Dylan Cousins. This is the one you'll regret. The fact that you're
Cheers, Insiders! Thanks for hanging out with us tonight for the Toronto Maple Leafs game against the Calgary Flames. Now is the time of the show. Please let us know where you're watching from in the chat by clicking the link that you see in the chat and taking it to the website. This is recorded just before the live stream starts. 8 page views today, but we've still got all those bubbles from the last 30 days since we just launched the website. Thank you for letting us know, clicking that link, and seeing where everyone else is watching from around the world. Cheers. Go Leafs go. We'll see you back in the chat.
soccer's most thrilling league.
Only the Premier League can make you feel like this.
And now every match is on the SiriusXM app.
Can you believe it?
From the title race.
This is remarkable. Keeps this title charge on track, surely.
To the relegation fight.
The impossible may still be possible.
Hear every English Premier League match on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app. Just search for your favorite club.
The biggest names in the game.
Trying to get behind Ristolainen. Walks in. Put it between his legs. Shoots and scores.
NHL play-by-play on SiriusXM.
In the Leafs Radio Network.
Marner's pass blocked. He's able to just keep it in. Now on the far side, Matthews. Dishes off into the corner for Nylander. Matthews in the slot. It comes in front. The shot scores! Brilliance! Absolute brilliance! Austin Matthews with a ripping wrist shot. He has 2 on the night, and the Leafs have a 5-1 lead.
Welcome back to Most Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 5.
Via the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah, for one moment there, I let you believe that it was me, but what a great period that was. I think all of the haters have seen that Austin Matthews has shown up and said, I'm still here.
Can I quibble more with that idea, though? This is the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs in the midst of a bad season.
Yes.
It should probably not take a week plus of losing to pry this out of him and the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Let's just enjoy it. Okay?
Let's enjoy it while it's here. The Maple Leafs are, they're playing really well. They're beating up on what is a team that I can't believe is in. I mean, maybe it's the Maple Leafs making them look pretty poor tonight, but the defense has been porous. I mean, the Nick Robertson goal there, it was just as simple as it comes from a coverage standpoint, and the Flames blew it. But credit to the Maple Leafs for just absolutely exploding offensively here and, dominating this game. If you are interested in Dustin Wolf potentially winning the Calder
I kind
Trophy,
of feel bad about that right now.
Yeah, if he doesn't win it, you might blame the Leafs because they've now scored, that being the Leafs, 10 goals in 5 periods versus Dustin Wolf this year.
Yeah.
Leafs are beaten up on the young Calder candidate. Not to say if you remove those 10 goals, it looks like overly better or much markedly different. But yeah, the Maple Leafs taking a bite out of that campaign for sure.
Big time. It is certainly, I think it's been a little humbling for the Flames to play the Maple Leafs both times this year. But 5-1 after 40 minutes. I mean, we'll look forward just for a second. They got to keep pedal to the ground here because it's easy to let this team, get 1 or 2, crawl back into it. This has to be a statement game from start to finish for the Maple Leafs. That first period, they basically went 19 of 20 minutes with like the control and all over the Calgary Flames, and they had that last second goal. And I thought they came out with such a great response in the second period. This first period was all yours. You could have went back into the intermission and been like, 1-1, now what? But they came out and they were buzzing, and it ends up being a 5-1 game after the second. But they had a goal called back by the Morgan Frost goal, which was good for my pregame predictions, which I was surprised about. But that is just, the Leafs are dialed with the offside challenges. 13 in the last 14 offside challenges dating back to 2022. So when they do a call, you just basically know that they have it right. It's pretty unbelievable.
Yeah, when they do work reviews, like in any line of work, there's, there might be a system like 1 through 4, right?
Yeah.
You should replace 4 with like Jordan Bean and Sam Kim.
Yes.
Like they are exceeding,
that good at your
they
job?
are exceeding expectation every single time. They do a remarkable job. And again, we watched the replay 10, 15 times.
Yeah.
I still can't say that it's conclusively offside unless we're not seeing something other people are seeing. I just couldn't tell. I couldn't tell for sure that the skate was offside, that Nazem Kadri, I believe, was offside, but they picked it up. I don't know if it was on first glance or they have some good replays or they have a different look, but they always seem to get this right. And it is one way where the Maple Leafs can flex their muscle because I'm sure these guys have gotten a raise every single year.
I hope so. Well, if not, then they deserve it. But I think that was a huge moment for the Maple Leafs. It would have been 2-2, and now it ends up 5-1. And not that they couldn't have climbed
2-2 and you're down.
Yep. And you would have been on
man.
a penalty kill.
Your penalty
kill.
kill.
It goes from
the
opportunity
2-1,
2-1, 2-2, and then they score a bunch more. And, Nick Robertson that was the Nick Robertson experience, that period. He had 2 dumb penalties.
Yeah, he was one more stick check. He's still one more stick check away from the beer league ejection. Where you just 3 minors with a stick, you're out of here. You're done for the night.
So he has 2 penalties that I'm sure he wants back. He's sitting in the box during that Frost goal that was called back. I'm sure that's the worst feeling waiting around, but ends up still sitting out for that full penalty. But then he gets a goal, and he's in the right place at the right time, just trailing the zone perfectly, gets a nice pass from Domi. And now you're like, we're back in the Nick Robertson train. So that's the Nick Robertson experience in about a 20-minute span. But yeah, I think the main story is Matthews is looking great. This is his 3rd multi-goal game. Obviously, we know that it hasn't been the most Austin Matthews-y season, but that looks like a vintage Austin Matthews game tonight.
It feels like there's one condition for Nick Robertson getting back to where he can play on this team. And it's on the right side with Bobby McMahon on the left, Max Domi at center. Like it's not a Picasso every night.
They look good together.
Every now and then they have great games, and they manage to survive. And we're all kind of holding our breath and thinking, they got to make a change here. But if Nick Robertson's going to play, that's how they got to play it. And I don't know what that means for the future. I don't know what that means for the playoffs. You got Ryan Reeves waiting in the wings, and David Kampf is scratched tonight, and I don't know who else you might use. But if you're going to use Robertson, it feels like this is how it's got to be. And again, how comfortable Berube is with that, especially with him giving the stinky eye to Nick Robertson after the second penalty. I'm not really sure. But if he's playing, this is how it's got to be.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll get the out-of-town scoreboard and get you set for the 3rd period. It's a 5-1 lead after 40. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Saturdays, it's hockey like you've never seen before. Welcome to the NHL Hockeyverse. It's the place where real data of NHL action is transformed, literally, into animations. Combining NHL Edge puck and player tracking data with animations to show hockey like never before. Let's go inside the helmet. That's right. This is no video game. The NHL Hockeyverse matchup of the week. Oilers vs. Capitals. Watch now on Sportsnet Plus.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuzz shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need, when you need it, 24/7, 365, every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365. Must be 19 or older. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
At Honda, we take pride in building the CRV Sport here in Allison, Ontario. And with all-wheel drive, plus a suite of Honda sensing technologies, we made sure it can handle Ontario winters. But you're probably wondering, what's with the one-touch power moonroof? Well, Ontario, we hold on to the hope that one day winter will be over. Get ready for spring and adventure with the Honda CRV Sport. Lease with rates from 1.99% for 36 months, plus get a $1,500 Honda bonus. OAC conditions apply. Made with domestic and imported parts. See HondaOntario.com.
You're listening to Toronto Maple Leafs Hockey.
The cross in front, they score!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Welcome back to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network. 5-1 after 40 for the St. Pats. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Play responsibly. Visit ConnexOntario.ca.
Well, the St. Pats will only be able to keep pace with the Lightning, who beat the Flyers 2-0. Devils got a 2-1 victory over the Blue Jackets. It's overtime right now between the Sabres and Bruins, 2-2. And end of second, Kings and Wild are knotted at 1.
All right. That was a fun second period. Let's see if the Leafs can hold on to a 5-1 lead. Matthews with 2 goals, Willie with a goal, the core 4 producing at wonderful rates. Power play 3 for 3. Let's come back after this third period with positive vibes for Leafs talk. You in?
It'll be hard not
Okay.
to have
Fingers
that
crossed.
be the case.
Okay, Joe Bone and Jim Ralph have the call of the third period next. You're listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
This is the Grateful Dead channel. We can do anything we want.
Join the long, strange trip.
I need a miracle every day.
Hi, this is Bobby Weir.
I'm Bill Kreitzman. This is Mickey Hart.
On the band's exclusive home on Sirius XM.
Sugar Magnolia, Blossom's Bloom.
We do it for those moments of amazing stuff.
Touch of the rain.
The Grateful Dead channel, Sirius XM 23, and at home on your phone, computer, Alexa, TV, or other internet-connected devices.
NHL Morning Skate.
Defending Stanley Cup champion, General Manager Bill Zito. You have to be cognizant of the chemistry when you go out and make a potential trade, don't you?
We enjoy a little bit of a benefit now where the room is so strong that they can absorb a lot. We just want seamless guys who come in. Your leaders are Reinhart, Kachuk, Barkov, Bobrovsky. That part, it takes care of itself.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
General manager of the Winnipeg Jets, Kevin Cheveldayoff. What would finishing first overall mean to the organization, Kevin?
Well, I think anytime that, you can finish in an area where you're getting recognized, it's special. But again, the important thing for us is process. Is when we buy into playing the way we need to play, then, we feel comfortable that we'll win more games than not. And then you let the chips fall where they may.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
It's soccer's most thrilling league.
Only the Premier League can make you feel
Cheers,
like
Insiders.
this.
And now every
Thanks for
match
hanging
is
out
on the
with us
Sirius
tonight
XM
for the
app.
Toronto Maple Leafs game against the Calgary Flames. Now is
From
the
the
time
title
of the
race.
show. Please let us know where you're watching from in the chat by clicking the link that you see in the
To
chat
the
and
relegation
taking it to
fight.
the
The
website.
impossible may still be possible.
Hear every English Premier League match on Sirius XM FC 157 and the Sirius XM app. Just search for your favorite club.
The world's most thrilling league is now in the palm of your hand. Hear every English Premier League match all season long on the Sirius XM app. Just search for your favorite team. And the Leafs Radio Network.
Dustin Wolf has been an outstanding story for the Calgary Flames this year, but he has not enjoyed games against the Toronto Maple Leafs. He has been yanked here after 2 periods of play, so he's going to be, a goals against average that is going to go north of 5.23.
Yeah, the other game was earlier this year when Willie Nylander had his second career hat trick in Calgary. Like we said, this is an important period for the Leafs. They have not had many games where they have controlled the 60 minutes. And like you said, you still go back to a moment in the second period where a goal was called back by Calgary. That would have been 2-2. And then the Leafs were able to dodge the bullet there and respond at the other end.
Puck goes down into the Toronto zone. They defend the goal to our right here in the third period. Up against the boards, Matthews trying to pry it free. It comes back to the point, though. Weegar into the slot with a shot into the chest of Joseph Woll, and he will hold on for a face-off. We talked about Austin Matthews and my desire for him to be more selfish, shoot the puck more. Well, he obviously has done that. 5 shots on goal, 2 attempts have been blocked, and 3 have missed the net for a total of 10 attempts at goal. That has to be at least 10 a night, at least.
Yeah, but that's what we got used to. Right?
Yes.
And that's where the questions have come in.
Puck out at center ice for Nyes. Oh, he had Marner breaking but couldn't get him the puck. Pospisil gets it to center in a cross on the right wing side for Huberdeau. Huberdeau into the slot. That was blocked by Marner, who hooked his man to the ice without a call. The puck goes around back of the net. Riley missed it. A centering pass, and it was knocked to the far side. Ball gets it back to the point. A shot blocked. Cleared on the wing and off the boards and out into neutral ice. Not the best first shift of the period for the Maple Leafs in what Mr. Ralph has been talking. Played around the boards and into the corner and out at center by goaltender Joseph Wall. To the line and in. Nylander didn't come up with it. And it comes out at center ice where it is shot right back in again by Pontus Holmberg. Flames back of the net. Get free of it. Brought to center ice by Morgan Frost. In on the left wing. Pass into the slot area, and a shot is whistled wide of the goal and cleared into the corner by Oliver Ekman-Larsson. Larsson gets it freed up, and the Leafs start out with a pass to center ice. Nylander couldn't get free, and the Flames have it again in the neutral zone. Back in across the line, right wing side. Coronado couldn't get a shot away. Now sends it towards the net, high off the glass. Back to the point, another point shot, deflects wide of the Leaf goal. Near corner, off the boards to the line, and just out at center ice. Holmberg getting it to the red line and now shooting it in. Leafs have not had any zone time here to start this third period, but have a 5-1 lead. Flames in on the left wing. Shot off the shoulder of Wall. Good shot by Sharon Govich there that Wall had to adjust to. Back to the point now for Rasmus Andersson. Goes D to D with a shot in traffic that didn't make it through. Leafs look to play it out at center, and a bouncing puck is kicked back into neutral ice. Quickly brought back in again by Dryden Hunt. Hunt in on the right side. Good hit by McCabe. Knocked his man down. The puck in the corner. Flames tied up. Jammed along the boards by Riley. Finally dug out, and up on the wing it'll come, but not cleared. Kept alive by Kevin Ball. Ball to the right wing side, closing with a pass. Knocked away nicely there by defenseman. And a penalty coming in front of the net. And it's going to be against the Flames. And now it might be a double minor as Anderson has tripped up Domi again. Leafs with it again in the offensive zone. They score! Bobby McMahon! Now, was it one penalty or two penalties?
I don't know if they tacked the second one on to Rasmus Andersson in front of the Leafs. Now eludes the Calgary goaltender from the bottom of the circle on the right wing side. And one more look at it. Yeah, I mean, it goes through a Calgary player, but Madar isn't able to get the bottom of the net sealed up. It goes through him, and the Leafs have 6.
McMahon trying to become the 6th 20-goal scorer on the roster. That is goal number 18. Centering pass comes in front of the Flames goal, but it's knocked away. And it'll be brought to center ice now by Calgary and dumped in by Kevin Rooney. Penalty was going to be on
Rasmus
Andersson for his interaction with Domi.
Or was it goalie interference? I mean, it was well behind the play in front of Joseph Wall.
And then he pulled the feet right out from underneath Domi, so that was why I was thinking there might be 2 penalties.
And there might have been if the Leafs hadn't scored, right?
Yep. Brought to center ice by Huberdeau in across the line. Offside. Called as Nazem Kadri tried to work in there. Nazem Kadri, of course, the former Leaf, who I think got driven out of this town for sticking up for teammates and whatnot. I really disagreed with the fact that he kind of was given the scapegoat. He was
although, I mean, 2 suspensions in back-to-back playoffs in the first round when they needed him, I think didn't help either. And yet, I mean, everywhere he's been, Colorado and now Calgary, he's produced.
Yes, he has. Back of the net, Matthews unable to pull it around back of the goal. It comes to Benoit, who shoots it in. Round to the far side, Marner couldn't block it. And Huberdeau trying to get it out, does, and through center ice, it's played into the Toronto zone for Kadri. He had it stripped away by Matthews. Quickly ahead on the left wing for Nyes. Nyes is by himself in the offensive zone. Can't get it in deep. Taken down there along with Ball. And the Flames will bring it in over the line. Leafs have added to the total. And Joseph Wall is going to cover up on a rolling puck as McCabe and one of the Flames, Coleman, over on the far side having a little chit-chat. But the Leafs with a 6-1 lead. And the draw coming in the circle to the right of Joseph Wall. This keeps up. They're not taking these green jerseys off.
No.
I got news for you.
They wore them on one of the next gen games, didn't they? A few years ago.
I think you're right. Played down into the offensive zone. I think it was more like on the anniversary of the St. Pat's maybe playing their first game or something of that nature.
Yeah, but they are. I mean, I know they can be accused of being dinosaurs in our thoughts on jerseys by liking, colors that go back to the inception of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I just think that they're green, but they're very simple, sharp.
Easy to read the numbers.
Yep.
Which is unfortunately something that those black jerseys that they have are rather difficult. Puck out at center. Domi just missed his man with a hit. It's fired right back in again. Max has had a burr in his saddle here for the last little while, hasn't he? Flames get in over the line with a pass in, and Wall went post to post and knocked it away from Morgan Frost. Back the other way for Bobby McMahon to play it in. Out of the net is Vladar to play it up on the boards, and it'll come to center ice where Frost settles it down, but his pass just did get in over the line. Now back to Frost and a pass into the far corner. Flames trying to work it out in front. Knocked away. Frost backhand high over top of the goal. Domi plays it out at center. The Flames were changing. And it comes right back in over the line, led by Sarangovic. Sarangovic centers, knocked away by Wall to the far point. Good play made there by the Leafs forward, Scotty Lawton, to knock it out. Back come the Flames with a shot from a sharp angle that was stopped. Looking for an outlet pass, but it is Lorenz back in his own zone. Up ahead and pushed ahead for Lawton. Lawton will launch it high, back down into Calgary territory. Lawton trying to get to it as it comes back on the boards. Chipped along the wall. Lawton dug it out. Played to an open corner. Tanev pinches down to get it back of the goal, but the Flames are there, and they'll get it up on the left wing, filling in nicely there with Steven Lorenz, and the puck comes to center ice and now down into the Leaf end. 13:25 left to play in the third period. The Leafs with a 6-1 lead over the Calgary Flames in as dominant a game at this point anyway as they've had this season. Around the boards near side for Nyes. In the Leaf zone, he's knocked down, but is able to get it out at center. Matthews tried to chip it ahead, lifted it to the blue line, but couldn't get in over the line. Brought back by Rooney, who was knocked down by Nyes, who will regroup it back in the Toronto zone. Morgan Riley down the left wing wall, just to the blue line, and in it goes. Nyes in the forecheck, slows things up. Marner couldn't come out with the loose puck, though. And a lead pass at center by Klapka is off the skate of Kadri and back down into the Flame zone. I see Nazem Kadri, then I see somebody with the number 43 on, and I go, wait a minute. Yeah. No, he's 91. Pass out at center, got by everyone, and an icing call is going to come here against Toronto. Riley and Yarncrook have the assists on the McMahon goal. Kelly Yarncrook very quietly is kind of fitting back in. He has a goal and 2 assists now, and this is 6th game, I believe, since being back. And so you're talking about secondary scoring, and it's showing up there. Flames with a shot deflected wide of the net. It comes back out into the slot area. A backhand broken up. Leafs chop it out at center. Nylander frees it up for Tavares. Tavares works down into the far corner. Little stutter step and a nice move to try and center he did. And now Nylander trying to find it but couldn't get a shot away. Nylander on the boards, getting it back into the slot area. Flames will pick it off and skate it out at center. Played towards Wall's cage. He scoops it around back of the net. And Pontus Holmberg will skate the center. He shoots it down into Calgary territory. Flames with it on the near boards. 11 and a half minutes to go in the third. Leafs 6, Flames 1. And you're going to tell me, Mr. Ralph, what the most lopsided game the Leafs have had this year.
Harmon? I'll let you know in a sec.
Oh, okay.
Harmon.
You know one thing that you really are good at? Passing the buck.
Now you said that after you passed it to me. Yes.
You're not supposed to pass the buck twice, just once.
That's why there's 2 assists.
I guess so, yes. And across the line, the Flames get it back to the point. Broken up there, off the boards, and it did go off Stephen Lorenz, so it's down into Flames territory. And up on the left wing, Dryden Hunt will get it out at center. Pass in on the right side. Farabee tried to get a shot away. A long drive was blocked. It comes back for Farabee, but it broken up there, and the Leafs will get it to the line, but not out. At the point, another shot blocked in front of the net. Good bit of defensive work in front by Yarncrook, and he'll lift it high into the offensive zone.
I do like the way the Leafs have battled in their own zone, right? They've still blocked shots. They've still been aggressive.
Long shoot in, goes off Wall into the far corner. Oliver Ekman-Larsson gets in there, and the wave is starting to make its way around Scotiabank Arena. Played out at center ice now for defenseman Benoit, and it's shot down into the floor, or into the Calgary zone, stolen by Marner, trying to find Matthews. Drop for Marner, little spinning move, back to Matthews it comes. Back to the point. OEL back to Matthews, looking for the hat trick. Over on the right side now into the corner for Matthews. Back of the net for Nyes, and he failed to control the puck. Along the boards, it'll be played to the line, just out. Matthews coming away with it there. He has easily been the best player on the ice, and there have been some good ones for the Maple Leafs here this evening. Played around the boards to the line, and now the wave is really going around the building as it goes up into the screen and out of play. 9:07 to play. It is party time at Scotiabank Arena. The Leafs 6 and the Flames 1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
It comes around every year. People begin to scramble for information. It's a beast like no other. And VSiN is here to help you navigate the waters of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. It's Sharp Week, and our team of college hoops experts will guide you through your brackets. Want to know who the wagering sharps are picking? Tune in to Sharp Week on VSiN, Sirius XM 158. Sharps! You're gonna need a bigger bet.
NHL Morning Skate.
Defending Stanley Cup champion, General Manager Bill Zito. You have to be cognizant of the chemistry when you go out and make a potential trade, don't you?
We enjoy a little bit of a benefit now where the room is so strong that they can absorb a lot. We just want seamless guys who come in. Your leaders are Reinhart, Kachuk, Barkov, Bobrovsky. That part, it takes care of itself.
NHL Morning Skate with Scott Laughlin and Gord Stellick. Weekdays 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app. The Power Play with Steve Koulias.
General manager of the Winnipeg Jets, Kevin Cheveldayoff. What would finishing first overall mean to the organization, Kevin?
Well, I think anytime that you can finish in an area where you're getting recognized, it's special. But again, the important thing for us is process. Is when we buy into playing the way we need to play, then we feel comfortable that we'll win more games than not, and then you let the chips fall where they may.
The Power Play, weekdays 3 p.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91, and the Sirius XM app.
Join me, Gord Stellick, and Scott Laughlin as we recap the night that was on NHL Morning Skate, weekday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern on NHL Network Radio, Sirius XM 91.
Good morning, Jim Ralph, back with you. Armin Zagarian is back with us, and Andrew Holland still here.
Yeah, over there.
Over there, yeah.
By the way, the largest margin of victory has been 4. 3 times the Leafs have been able to do that this year. 6-2 over LA, 4-0 over the Boston Bruins here. And you'll remember the game in Montreal. They gave up 3 in the first period. Came back and scored 7 straight for a 7-3 win against the Canadiens at the Bell Center.
Puck in the center ice area. Nylander got it up on the right side for Tavares. He stops up, tries to send it in towards the net. It was blocked. Gets it again on the boards. It's too well covered there by Huberdeau. And now the Leafs steal the puck back for Nylander, closing in. Shot it off the goal post. What a great turnover that was from John Tavares right at the Calgary blue line.
But
and an
that's
icing call here against the Flames.
But that's what we were saying, right? You got to still have that same battle that you had in the first 2 periods. And the Leafs, I guess, it's funny how a coach can tell what's going on with his team. Craig Berube said this morning, I know it was only the morning skate, but we had more energy. He said, we'll see if it translates. But they were quiet, but had more energy at the skate this morning, and that has, in fact, translated into more energy tonight.
Flames get it out at center to the line. Leafs are back there in numbers. Flipped ahead by McMahon. Robertson will try to pressure, but it goes to the left wing side, and Morgan Frost cuts in front of his own goal to get it up on the wing for Braden Pakal, who got it to the Leaf blue line, but not in. Flipped high by Domi into the zone, and then brought in on a delayed offside, and McMahon will have to tag up. 8 minutes to play in the third, and the Leafs have got a comfortable 6-1 lead here against the Calgary Flames. Domi punches it in over the line on the left wing side. He has McMahon and another man going to the front of the net, and Yarncrook couldn't get the pass. McMahon's backhand blocked on a bad play there by the goaltender, who just knocked it out of the air, and a shot is whistled wide of the net. Wow, that was a horrible play by Dan Blatter. An easy flip to the net that just bounced off his catching glove and almost provided the Leafs with another glorious chance. Lorenz knocks the puck away from in front of the Leaf goal. Out comes Benoit. Missed a hit there from Dryden Hunt, and then goes after Hunt, and that's going to start a fight. And big pileup on the far side.
Well, there might be somebody get nailed for third man in here as well, Joe. Is that Mackenzie Weir that might have come in late? But somebody jumped Benoit from behind in the middle of the scrap. Right, no. Dryden Hunt and Benoit were the two that started it. But I thought it was Mackenzie Weir, was it not, that came in and jumped? It might have been not 52, it might have been 15. And that was Dryden Hunt, first and foremost. But it's going to be interesting to see what the call is. I think Benoit was getting the original for the retaliation.
It is a 6-1 Toronto lead. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
At Honda, we take pride in building the CRV Sport here in Allison, Ontario. And with all-wheel drive, plus a suite of Honda sensing technologies, we made sure it can handle Ontario winters. But you're probably wondering, what's with the one-touch power moonroof? Well, Ontario, we hold on to the hope that one day winter will be over. Get ready for spring and adventure with the Honda CRV Sport. Lease with rates from 1.99% for 36 months, plus get a $1,500 Honda bonus. OAC conditions apply. Made with domestic and imported parts. See HondaOntario.com.
Over to our sideline reporter now with the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 19 or older, Ontario only. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has concerns about gambling, visit connectsontario.ca.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
You're listening listening to Toronto Maple Leafs hockey.
Back to the point. Willie with a one-timer scores!
On Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network.
Frederick Lexiue and Brian Puckmara are discussing what's going to happen here.
We're going to review it.
And now they're reviewing it.
So I think that might be the cross-check by Simon Benoit that is going to be reviewed, and that could turn it into a match penalty, at least a major. And we have not seen the review as of yet. But Mackenzie Weegar is in the box with Benoit as well. So Benoit, I'm guessing what's going to happen. He's going to get 2 and 5. I'm not sure why Dryden Hunt. It looked like they were the two that were tussling after the cross check by Benoit.
Well, Hunt missed Benoit with a open ice hit that Benoit.
But then they got tangled up together. But Hunt has nothing. Weegar actually jumped in. All we're seeing is sort of the aftermath. I don't know how Hunt gets away with nothing. It looked like he dropped his gloves. And then Weegar came in and jumped Benoit. But right now, even though both penalty box doors are still open, Benoit and Weegar are the only two in the box. .7:13 to go. 6-1 the Leafs. Leaving the Calgary Flames, but the key moment of the second period. The Leafs up 2-1. Calgary scored to tie it. Here we go. Refs.
After review, Toronto. He's got 2 minutes for cross-checking, 2 minutes for roughing. Calgary, number 52, 2 minutes for roughing.
All right, there you go. Kind of the courtesy roughing calls instead of fighting. And I mean, I guess you got to call roughing if you did not assess anything to Dryden Hunt.
So, the penalty kill brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game. Lease with CRV Sport from 1.99% up to 36 months. Visit OntarioHonda.com. Fourth power play opportunity for the Calgary Flames. They are 0 for 3, and the Maple Leafs are 3 for 3 in the power play, and that's the difference in the hockey game.
Yeah, we saw the last 2 games at home against Florida. They were -2 on special teams and a 1-goal loss to Florida. And then what were they against Ottawa? -1 against Ottawa. Gave up a power play goal, and that was essentially a 1-goal game before the empty netter.
Scott Lawton, along with Matthew Nyes, will be the penalty killing forwards. And who's that come over here to... Oh, Nick Robertson. Poor Nicky Robertson's had a tough day in the penalty box. Now he's got to serve someone else's penalties. Puck comes back to the point. Flames keep it in with Anderson to the far side. Frost with a shot that's wide, and the rebound will come to the line but not out. Anderson keeping it in. Centering pass into the slot, and mishandling that completely on the far side was Morgan Frost. It'll come right back into the zone. Fanning on the shot. Leafs get a hold of it, and up and over everybody and out and down the ice is Coronado. Matt Coronado had a great chance there, but fanned on it. Flames coming back at center. Frost to the line and in on the left wing. Drop pass now to Anderson. Shot coming, and that whistled wide of the Leaf goal. Kept in at the blue line. Back in along the boards for Morgan Frost. Frost stutter steps, gets to the line, off a stick, Leafs clear but not out. Anderson keeping it in. Frost on the far side, down to the side of the net. Coronado couldn't get to it. Leafs get a hold of it, and down the ice it goes. Wholesale changes for the penalty killers that have been excellent so far. 50 seconds left in this penalty. 6 minutes now left, third period. 6-1 Toronto. Flames back into the zone. At the point, Jake Bean. Over on the left wing side, and a shot. That was blocked by Tanev. He's getting back into that nothing gets past me mode, isn't he? At the point again, Flames keeping it alive. Left wing side into the corner, spinning it back and out of the reach of Bean. It's going to go all the way back into Calgary territory, and with it now just 15 seconds left in the penalty. Flames to the line. In on the right side. Farabee Works from the side, got it out in front. It's in a maze of skates. Another slot rolling in front of the goal. Wall down, knocked it wide of the net. Penalty is over. Shot in traffic. Wall is going to cover up on a loose puck in the goal crease area and get some assistance in the house cleaning department from Brandon Carlo out there with a big smile on his face.
Yeah, Morgan Riley, by the way, a pretty good battle at the side of the net with Joel Farabee looking for that loose puck. I mean, he locks stick on stick and then takes the body to knock Farabee down.
So a break in the action with 5:07 to play. Leafs 6, Flames 1. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590, The Fan, and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
Here's what's happening on Sirius XM Sports.
Which schools might win the men's and women's March Madness? Sirius XM College Sports Radio 84 with a comprehensive analysis of both brackets, along with discussion of the bracket controversies. Your March Madness home. College Sports Radio, Sirius XM Channel 84, and on the Sirius XM app.
Sirius XM Sports, wherever you are, your team plays here.
The Point with Boomer Gordon.
For months, I've been listening to hockey people warn the Sabres, don't move on.
What's up, Insiders? How we doing tonight? This afternoon? Middle of the night, wherever you're watching from. Thank you for hanging out with us. The chat is fired up. This is your reminder. Please hit that like button down below. As well, please share the link out. Let's get more hockey fans here to the chat to cheer on our buds while we take on the Flames tonight. Big shout out. Cheers to Kyle Barclay, as well Andrew Hurd, Don Donaldson, Mr. Roboto. What's up, Roboto? Love it. Big Hawk in the chat as well. Stefan, cheers, Stefan. Good to see you. Go Leafs, go. Don't forget, like button, share it out. We'll see you back in the chat.
The Leafs 6 and the Flames 1 with 5:07 to play in the third period. Draw won by Toronto. Pushed out at center for McMahon. He'll flip it to the line. Flames with it again. Get to center and dump it deep into the Toronto zone far side. Carlo swinging it around on the boards. McMahon tipped it. Diving there to get it out was Domi, but he failed. Then a shot is swallowed up by Joseph Woll. The 20 shot on goal for the Flames. Joseph Woll has looked very, very confident and aggressive.
And there were still moments in the game when it was still, 1-1, 2-1, that Joseph Woll, if you give up a goal, maybe a little bit of a soft one or even one that you say you'd like a save there, but he did. He's made all the saves he's had to. Some of them of the difficult variety that have not allowed Calgary back in it.
Flames with a long shot wide of the Leaf goal. Another shot goes off a skate. It goes back to the net. Tanev battles for it. It comes free to McCabe, and he'll just flip it out at center ice. Flames knocking it down, but the Leafs get it further into Calgary territory before it's played out at center ice. Oliver Ekman-Larsson to his defense partner. And it is Tanev getting it ahead at center, and in across the line, Scotty Lawton trying to get to his man. The puck comes up on the near boards, and out at center ice it goes. Joel Farabee and Morgan Frost, of course, were part of teammates of Scotty Lawton in Philadelphia. Rooney in on the left wing with a shot on the angle, and not a problem at all for Joseph Woll there, as he will cover up on it and bring a face-off in the Toronto zone with exactly 4 minutes to play.
I mean, it's safe to say that goaltending of late has not been as sharp as the Leafs had received early on in the
bad,
year.
But not as good as it was.
But the other side of that is they've been forced to, instead of make 2 or 3 key saves in a game, that got up to 5 and 6.
Good save there by Woll to block it into the corner. Puck on the near boards and now back of the net. Banked off the boards to the line, but not out. Trapped there by Pospisil, long shot, steered wide again by Wall. Far corner's Ball trying to get it in front of the net, but failing. Leafs Tavares unable to get to it cleanly, then intercepted the pass, and the Leafs are going to get it to the line, but Pontus Holmberg doesn't get it out. Here's Kadri, centering pass, knocked away nicely by the Leafs in front of the goal. And now flipped out at center ice and brought to center and into the line and in for Nylander. Nylander curls, centering pass to the side of the goal, knocked away. Kept in at the point, though, by Toronto. 3:14 to play. Puck in the Flame zone as Huberdeau will free it up. Now Nazem Kadri backpedaling in his own end. Played by Anderson up on the left wing boards. To the line and in on the left side. Down into the corner. Round back of the net. Comes into the slot. And a wrist shot by Coleman went wide. Kept in by Calgary. Now to Morgan Frost. Frost works down into the left wing corner around back of the Toronto goal. To the near side, a pass goes off a skate. Leafs are going to bunt it out at center ice. And 2:37 remains in the game. Can't get into the Leaf end. Yarncrook regroups the puck with defenseman Jake McKay. Changes coming for both teams. And 2:25 remains in the contest. Leafs will entertain the Colorado Avalanche Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. Hope you'll join us as the Leafs are going to pick up their 40th victory of the year and their 21st on home ice here this evening. Lawton to the line. Can't get it in over the line. Now he gets another opportunity, and this time just shoots it in. I'm sure Scotty Lawton is saying, wait a minute, I got to start producing here. I need to get a point or something. But all four lines have been very proficient here this evening. Robertson, near boards for Brandon Carlo. Took a pretty good hit and was knocked down there by Klapka. And now Robertson back in his own zone, finds Max Domi. Domi dishes off on the wing. Leafs get it ahead off Bobby McMahon, but it goes off his stick and high into the screen and out of play. With 1:21 left to play in the third period, the Leafs 6 and the Flames 1.
Okay, I don't want to jinx it, but it's not going to be the worst jinx in the world. But the last time the Leafs held the opposition to 1 goal in the game,
yes,
12 games ago before the Four Nations in Seattle was a 3-1 win. The last time they did it at home, New Year's Eve, December 31st at home against the New York Islanders.
All right.
So it's been a while since the defense has had a better shutdown type of night as well. By the way, Dustin, first time he's been pulled all season. Many people have said if Calgary gets in, he's going to get a lot of Hart Trophy consideration. But the Leafs, 10 goals against him in 5 periods this year.
Aired pass there for Steven Lorenz turns into an icing. And less than a minute to go in the contest. Face-off will be in the circle to the right. The ice time has been pretty much dispersed because of the score. Lawton, Yarncrook, and Lorenz are up around 13, 14 minutes. At the point, it's swept around back of the net, too far for Tanev to reach. It'll come back on the near wall, back to the point. Wrist shot coming.
Sorry.
Well, you did it, didn't you? Hope you're happy. Are you going to cry? No, it's okay. You're going to be okay. No, it's all right. Flame scored. It's all right.
Stupid refs. And this is an unfortunate bounce. It's just off a skate.
Yeah.
And it goes off. And who is it? It's Scott Lawton. Yeah. See, now you jinxed that. And Scott Lawton needs to put one in.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Way to go.
Way to go.
Way to go. Way to go, Oz.
Fire me.
That's called passing the buck the other way.
That's it, exactly. So the Flames will make it 6-2. Jim Ralph jinxing the 1-goal game and me jinxing Scott Lawton. Yeah.
Leafs have not blown a 4-goal lead with less than a minute to go in some time. See if we can get away from the jinxes.
Puck shot into the Toronto zone, swept around the boards and out at center ice by Joseph Wall. Now stolen almost by the Leafs' Robertson. Domi will get the puck free. Max Domi opened the scoring in this contest, and the Maple Leafs will have the final 17 seconds to play catch with the puck back in their own end. Morgan Riley gets it ahead. Lawton drops it back for him. He'll play it back to the blue line. Final 6 seconds will go into the books. Don't ever take these St. Pat's jerseys off. The Leafs win it 6-2. So, the 3 stars, brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Up your game, lease the CRV Sport from 1.99% up to 36 months. Visit OntarioHonda.com.
Well, I'm going to start third star. I'm going to go Willie Nylander, a 3-point night, a goal and 2 assists. And the reason I flip him to third and Max Domi to second. Max Domi with a 2-point night with a goal and an assist. Reason being, he did it in about a little over 12 minutes of ice time and was very noticeable. Craig Berube puts that third line back together of Domi, Bobby McMahon, and Nick Robertson, and they all scored, right, in this game. So I know they've had some big moments before, but all of them find the back of the net in this one. But the best part of this game for the Leafs on the offensive side, it was the domination of Austin Matthews. We talked about how good he looked before he scored, but scores 2 in the second period, 3 points on the night. Only his third multi-goal game of the season.
Didn't play much in the third period either.
And so it was great to see. And I think, like we said, Craig Berube, you give him credit, said, okay, we're going to go back to the old lines and hopefully go back to the old results. And that's what happened tonight.
So the Maple Leafs win it 6-2, climb to within 2 points of first place and the Florida Panthers, although the Tampa Bay Lightning are also victorious on this night, so things bunching quickly and again.
Top and bottom, yeah.
Yes, indeed. So the Maple Leafs will entertain the Colorado Avalanche on a couple of nights' time, Wednesday evening. We hope that you will join us then. It starts another set of back-to-back games for the Maple Leafs. Ailish Forfar and Justin Cuthbert coming your way. The Leafs win 6-2 on St. Patrick's Day. You're listening to Molson Leaf Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Maple Leafs Radio Network.
You've been listening to Molson Leafs Hockey on Sportsnet 590 The Fan and the Leafs Radio Network. There's a Molson with your name on it.
MLB Network Radio is getting you ready for the season, talking with the best players in baseball.
Here with Juan Soto.
These players, they have experience in the NL East and playing New York and everything, so I think it's going to be really fun.
Joined now by Angels outfielder Mike Trout.
I know where I'm at. I know when I'm out there, I still...
What's up, insiders? What a win, 6-2. The Leafs get it done. Where is my webcam? Oh my goodness, we play this game all the time. I have way too many things here. Of course, I have to mess with the settings. There it is. And am I on yet? No, I'm not. Why? Because this. There it is. What's up, insiders? All right, the chat is winding up after the 6-2 victory for our Toronto Maple Leafs. The burn. Lisa Aiello, I just sent you an email, Lisa. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Thank you for wishing TSI Allison and I a happy St. Patrick's Day. I will put the picture up from your email and your email up here on the screen momentarily once we listen to the post game, if that's okay with you. All right, we got Carmen. Cheers, Carmen. Don Donaldson, Mr. Roboto, Miss V, Andrew Hurd. Good night. There you go. He lists them off. Carmen, Lisa, Shield, Donatello, Burn, Rick, Armin. Maybe Carmen, but without the C. Mike, Allison, Rod. There you go. John, the breast peasant. No, that's false. That is false news, John. But I like your enthusiasm there. There you go. Danny Dansoy. There you go. Might see Canadian teams make it to the playoffs, which would be great. Danny. Cheers to the Philippines. Let's let the post game run. Have you joined our bracket pool yet, ladies and gentlemen? Please get on it. I will share the link. And let's put that up here All right. That's amazing. The cat is speaking to TSI Allison. All right, so it's not set right here at all, but it looks like we've got 11 total members in the group. If you are a college basketball fan or you are a human being and you just want to have fun, fill out a bracket with us. We'll be live for every single game. And I'm going to put that link out in the chat right now. Bracket Mania, SickKids, TSI, bracket pool right here. Boom. Click that link and join in and fill out your bracket before they lock, and make sure you are with us during some of the live streams. We'll be tracking all of these great games live and brackets live. I have no idea what I was doing. Make sure you check out that episode earlier in the day. We'll be sending everybody after this live directly to that. Good night, Danny. Cheers to the Philippines. I love it. Sandra Berube as well. Thank you for hanging out with us, Sandra. Go Leafs, go. Brad Erkstein. Woohoo. Go Leafs, go. Brad, good night. Pike. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Pike. I love it, man. There you go. Carmen says, Miller time. Good night. See you soon. Everybody, good night. Go Blue Jays, go. Regular season starting up soon. Back to the post-game show, which we'll let run, as always, wrapping up this beautiful 6-2 Leafs victory. Good night, everybody. Go Leafs, go. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being an insider and helping me create this amazing platform where we raise money every single game for SickKids Hospital. It's so cool to be able to do that. Hey, last thing, big shout out. Coach Andre, how the heck did I not know you were from Toronto? Cheers, man. Appreciate your coaching and your help there with Evo. Go Leafs, go. Go TSI, go. And what? Yes, and TSI Allison says, and all of his sweet babies. I was going to save the shout outs for the good soccer players and the really good admins for later. But anyways, Allison, I love it. Good night, everybody. The burn. This place is awesome. You can, and people have fun. Yes, that's it. We just like to have fun here. It's all about fun. Good night, peeps.
Hey everybody, a happy St. Patrick's Day for Toronto Maple Leaf fans. I'm JD Bunkus, he's Sam McKee. It's St. Pat's talk tonight. We got to switch up all the graphics. They win. Everything's cured. All they needed to be was a brand new team.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm sitting here feeling just happy, like regardless of competition, regardless of what you want to say about all the other stuff. Hey, there's a team that needed that win, and the old St. Pat's got the Leafs off the schneid. Yeah. They bailed them out. They went out there and they won a hockey game. But I myself am feeling a sense of relief. I'm sure the team's feeling a sense of relief. Like ultimately, this proved nothing to anyone. It doesn't really change a ton. But it's just 2 points that they absolutely needed, and they got tonight. So I'm feeling much better getting to do this show than I have in days past that we've been doing incredibly dark Leaf talks.
It's something to build off of for this team, right? And there's a lot of positives from it that I think that we're going to hit on today. But the first things first, which is St. Pat's Matthews, like he's going to wear, you know how Michael Jordan wore those North Carolina shorts underneath his Bulls uniform for his entire career? If I'm Austin Matthews, that's what I'm doing with the St. Pat's jersey. Like I'm wearing that sweater underneath my Leafs uniform because he looked materially different from the jump tonight, right?
Yeah.
Like I thought that he was skating well. He was moving well. His line was dominating early on in this hockey game. And God, it was just so nice to see him pick a top corner. So nice to see him go down to one knee and finish and get 2 goals. And I kind of thought that they would maybe push for him to get the hat trick, but they completely dialed back, rolled 4 lines for the third period, and it didn't seem like it was all that important to him, which made me feel like somewhat better about the performance. But yeah, Matthews was great tonight, man. Completely different player.
Yeah, I think just the whole team in general, and we can focus in on Matthews. But, he is the captain after all. So, I don't think he's Mr. Rah-rah guy. I don't think he's going to kick down any door and, throw any Gatorade against the wall. So he has to kind of lead by example. And I thought the whole team tonight, listen, I listened to every post-game thing after Saturday night. You could tell how pissed they were. I listened to Craig Berube today after morning skate talking about how it was a quiet morning skate because guys were pissed off. Urgency was thrown around. And I think for the first shift, they sent their captain over the boards and his line dominated for the first shift of the game that they were out there. And it really, not to be too, general about it, but that shift set the tone for the whole game, really.
No, I totally agree.
It felt like the Flames are never really in the game after the first shift. Sure, it's a tie game. If it isn't for the greatness of Jordan Bean and Sam Kim with one of the greatest challenges of all time, maybe the game ends it differently when they get that power play goal. But I really felt that the captain kind of, led by example tonight, and they really, really caved them in whenever they were on the ice. It's impressive.
Again, it's going to be a game to build off of. It makes Wednesday night far more intriguing. Do you go back to the old habits? Do you look the same against elite competition? Or do you use this and actually have momentum go game to game? But I'm with you, man. I thought that this was again, some people will probably think that this is a bit of a reach, but I thought this was a leadership moment for Matthews. Your team's up against it. You've played horribly. You haven't won a regulation win, or you haven't recorded a regulation win in 7 games. Everyone's talking about how you're not scoring. And he's been fighting it, man. Obviously, he's fighting whatever it is that doesn't allow him to be the same old Austin Matthews, and whatever that thing that plagues him this season is. I thought he battled through it, and you said set the tone, and I think that's the perfect way to put it. His line hemmed in the Flames early and often. And what did we say? I tweeted this after the game, the last loss. What was it, 2 nights ago? How often do you feel like the Leafs were building momentum shift to shift off of each other? And Matthews' line, by dictating in the offensive zone basically all night, I thought made it a lot easier on his teammates when they were hopping over to basically just be able to pick up where they left off.
Yep, totally agree. And they got a lot of ice time too on the power play tonight. Did they go 3 for 3 on the power play tonight?
Yeah, I think so. I think they were 3 for 3 because I don't think they got another one. They scored 1 in the first and then 2 in the second.
Yeah, so that's
both his goals were power play goals,
and Willie banged one off the post today on that one. So it was 3 for 3. Yeah. So I mean, they impressed on that too. I think they felt it as much as, and you can use the caveat here of the Flames aren't very good, and I will hear that because I thought they were pretty putrid tonight.
Well, that's just a fact. They're the lowest in the NHL in goals for, and if you look at their stats. When they have Dustin, when they have Wolfen versus when they have Vladar, it's they're barely over 500 with Wolf, who's been one of the best goalies in the league, who's playing out of his mind. And when Vladar goes in, I think he's only got 8 wins in 25 games, and the numbers completely crater.
But my point is that they blew a 2-0 lead to the San Jose Sharks a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. It doesn't really, the competition for me at this point is kind of irrelevant. Because, even look at the Panthers when they played them last week. I know the Panthers are good, but they lose to everybody. The Leafs are their only win in the last 4 games that they've played. So it's even against competition that isn't so great, they have not played well. So this is a team that is fighting for its playoff life, is 2 points back in the Western Conference. They have been around it all year. They've been a plucky team all year. And the Leafs left absolutely no doubt who was winning this hockey game. Yeah. And for me, watching that was a breath of fresh air because it's been a really long time that they've put together a complete effort as they were tonight. It was all 3 periods. Even when they're up 6-1 in the third, guys are diving for pucks. Guys are getting pucks in deep. They're on the forecheck. They're really engaged. And there was no sleep moment. There was no go to sleep moment that they've had in every single one of these games for the last 3 weeks.
No, they deserve credit for a full effort, man. There's just absolutely no doubt about it. They were really good. Their captain was good. Their top line was good. Their depth was good. Their goaltender let in a leaky one after what I thought was one of their best first periods.
That made me so mad.
It was one of the best first periods that they've had all season, but they completely, like, they didn't change anything. They came out in the second and they browbeat him. Penalty kill was good. There's really nothing in this game that you could point to outside of a couple of dumb penalties and a soft goal that you would take issue with this game.
No, well, okay. I will say, and maybe it's more of a I don't want to do negative talk, so maybe I'll say this for later, but like the fact that you reunited that third line and they all scored tonight, so that's great.
Mm-hmm.
But you just immediately you give up on Lawton and you put him on the fourth line and he plays 10 minutes through 2 periods. I think he gets up to 13 because they're rolling 4 for the third period.
And then a puck goes off of him, just horrific luck at the end of the game. Just to give him that -1 in a game where you win 6-2.
He's like, I'm wearing this damn clover on my chest. I can't get a bounce. What's going on here?
Awful. I really felt for him. You could see, too, his body language as you skating away from the puck. He's like, I hate this.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. So all my friends are here at St. Patty's Day. They're liquored up. And they're just all gonna be making fun of me.
So I think I think the third line was very good tonight. Mm-hmm. And we've seen them play against some poorer competition where they've been really good. And they've had nights against the Penguins. They've had nights against the Flames tonight. They can compete against teams' third and fourth lines that aren't very good. But the thing that scares me is that when you start game 1 of the playoffs, you want Scott Lawton to be your third line center or playing on your third line or having a more of an elevated role. And it just feels like maybe Berube went back to this because he knew the competition and they were so desperate for a win that he just went back to something that he's seen a bit of success with. Mm-hmm. But ultimately, I don't think the trade was a first-round pick and Nikita Grabankin to replace David Kampf in your lineup. Mm-hmm. I don't think that was the plan.
Every single person that saw it today was pissed off. And what I would say is I thought that the third line tonight was their second best line. They played really well. They were buzzing all game long. I want to talk about Domi in a second, but that third line that they iced tonight, that's the kind of third line that dominates against a very bad Calgary Flames team that came in your building when you desperately need a win and you're given a A+ effort. I don't think that it's the line you want to see against the Florida Panthers in a playoff series. No. And so
you want that line going up against Nick Paul in Tampa?
No, it's to me, it's though, if this is a situational look where they said, man, we need it against the Flames tonight and we need offense and we're going to roll with these guys and see if we can keep this rolling. Fine. But if this is still the long-term plan, I get your frustration. I think that the tough thing is what you said about the trade is it's getting really hard to see if they're already putting them down the fourth line. And I know that there's some logic behind it. You could hear the broadcast talking about it. Hickey was all over it all night. Him and Jody Shelley going, hey, he can get comfortable now. He can settle into the role. And I thought about how when the Leafs traded for Ryan O'Reilly, the last center that they moved a first-round pick for, they put him right up between Nylander and Tavares and said, go, go, go.
No, they put him on the wing.
Yeah.
Remember they put him on the wing to start that game. Or was it? I thought it was the first game in Buffalo where they all had 4 points or whatever.
No,
I thought he was on the wing.
Tavares over and they let Ryan O'Reilly play down the middle. But either way, it's it's not what you want to see from a guy you paid a first-round pick and a top 4 prospect in your organization down on the fourth line replacing David Kampf. And if it's that's what you got him for, I'm I don't know. It feels like Connor Dewar could have done that. That's the dudes.
He looks so much like Connor Dewar.
Yeah, he really has a lot of Dewar to him.
The same number, the same sort of size. He's a bit bigger than Dewar, obviously, but no flash offense. Anyways, we don't want to spend too much time crapping on this.
They'll both mix in a scrap if you need one. Both gritty guys, block a shot.
I can't imagine it being a goal. He's just been on, even when they call back that goal, he's on the net ice when that enters the net. How many times has he been on the ice when the puck's entered the net? Yeah, feels like every game there's multiple times where he's just hanging his head.
Putting him on the penalty kill.
I know.
That's been a disaster up until tonight.
I know.
That's part of it. But yeah, I feel what you're saying. I got to tell you though, in terms of that third line, I got 2 thoughts on it tonight. Well, actually 3, but we can break them up. My first thought is this though. Credit to Nick Robertson and Craig Berube because those penalties he took were horrific. When that puck went in the net and before our boy Bean made what I think is the call of the season. I still don't know quite. We got to see an angle where that gets overturned because it's just bodies. And Bean was just challenge. Just press something.
I almost said something that would definitely get me in trouble.
Dude, he is incredible. Like we did what's the Leafs identity talk? It's Bean.
Beaner.
Bean is actually the no doubt about it biggest wins above replacement guy that is involved with the team. Like you can't lose him. Remember when everyone was like, you can't lose Pridham. He's the only guy that understands the cap. It's like,
disagree.
You can't lose Bean. You gotta keep Bean to be able to lock down this call. Look at this. If you're watching on YouTube, how
no idea.
This is one of those ones where it's like, yeah, logically he's probably over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Kadri's probably offside, but I haven't seen anything even close to an angle that says it. Like, does this guy have a tracker in the puck? Is he cheating?
I sent a tweet about I was like, Jordan Bean is absurdly good at his job, and an account, him or her, Risa, said MLSE is raising ticket prices to pay his salary.
That's a great tweet. Honestly, I do want to know that if fans are paying an extra 20%, some beats that
Bean's contract.
Yeah. Bean for life. The one guy that maybe he ends up on Legends Row someday. He puts together 5 more years of these kind of numbers, and you can't deny Bean.
He's never lost. He's he's Mr. Perfect.
Yeah. They hung John Bon Jovi's name in the rafters. They could absolutely hang Bean. So anyway, Robertson takes these 2 Dumbo penalties. The first one is completely inexcusable. I don't even know what he's thinking. Takes a slap shot after the whistle clearly and looks a little pissed off about it. What is that? That's so after the whistle. Dumb. And then he takes a penalty again, 200 feet from his own net, a careless high stick. They take a shot of Berube there. I don't know if we have it in this montage.
Oh my God.
I thought Robertson was genuinely going to be sent to the press box. Pack your stuff, go up there. They get that goal against, and I'm glad that Bean saved me from the tweet, but I was like, yeah, I don't know. That might be the last time we see Nick Robertson. Huge spot. You're on the third line. You take 2 penalties, and one of them results in a game-tying goal. But credit to Robertson, dude. I just thought he was good tonight. After that, he buckled down and he played a really solid hockey game.
And they scored one at the end, right? So that his goal ends up being the winner. So good for him. That line is really good against this kind of team, and it has been all year. And like I said before, I think that's probably why Berube went back to it. And I'll give Domi I'll give him credit for taking what the Flames gave him. But is there been a worse defensive zone coverage goal, if you're watching on YouTube, than this all year? They just allow him to skate right down the chute and guy wide open in the slot, bang.
There's
just no
4 guys back.
It's those guys are not going to enjoy film room tomorrow. That is as bad as it gets. They're lucky they're playing a back-to-back where Huska's probably we'll flush this one, boys. We got to wake up tomorrow. There's no film tomorrow because it's a game day. But at the end of the week when they have their team meeting, they're talking about that goal. Well, that was ugly.
This whole game was a 2 things can be true game for me, where it's the Leafs were dominant. They deserve all the credit in the world, but the Flames were just dreadful. This was
that angle is an amazing pass from that angle.
It's a beautiful pass. There's no question about it. That's what Max Domi does. Okay, that brings me to the point number 2 about that line. Is Max Domi just getting hot at the right time? Is this just who he is? He sucks all year. He scores no goals, and then the calendar turns over to March. And he's good because this is what happened last year.
I did some rough math last year, and this is very rough math because I just did it in my head quickly as we were in that third period. I
got to tell you, as a longtime friend of yours who has hung out with you.
I did some adding.
I was going to say, you doing math is this disclaimer. Please let the disclaimer be advised on this math. Anyways, go ahead.
Well, we have Christian who's a mathlete, so he can look it up for me.
Yeah, that's true. That is literally Christian's top contribution.
But
so let's go mathlete.
I think in his last 21 games in March and April last year, I'm pretty sure he had 17 or 18 points.
Yeah.
He woke up big time at the end of last year, and we were having similar conversations about him, not contributing. And I think he had 4 points to the Leafs in the first round last year, which, considering how little goals happened in that series, that's pretty impressive. So it'd be really nice if this guy was just waking up. And I thought it's been a really good stretch for him. He was great in the Florida game, noticeable against Ottawa, big goal to set the tone tonight. fires it in the net, big fist pump, gets the crowd going. It's really nice that he's kind of waking up here. And yeah, if his identity is playoff guy, that's great. Oh, wow, look at that.
You
Christian
get it right?
says 17 points in 21 games after March 1st last year for Domi.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
You use a calculator?
No. I added it up.
Okay,
I added it
there's,
up.
Buddy,
17's pretty high.
there's nothing worse than when you have to break out the calculator for simple math and you're like, well, I should just
double check.
Nothing makes you feel like a big dumb idiot than having to use the calculator for simple math. And I do it all the time. One thing about that line is they're scary in transition, man. When they break the puck out and they're all flying through together, it's like Robertson knows where to go. McMahon knows where to go. Domi's got some of the nicest passing on. I think he's like, it's him and Marner, no question about it, in terms of like ability to dime up a saucer pass. Like he even had one in this game that didn't result in a point where it's like he threw it completely cross ice. And some of them are scary, right? Like you're worried that they'll burn you the other way. And we've complained about Max this season too. So it's like, it is a bit of a give and take. So it's going right now, but man, he looks way better. The confidence is clearly coming through. The playmaking is clicking right now. You could see why Berube is wanting to see that line, like from that standpoint when they're struggling to score.
So now he's got 4 points in his last 4 games. I'm a heat checking here, so he's getting hot. I'm heat checking with my math. Maybe I screwed it up. Don't tell me I screwed it up.
Also, the goal that he scored, like this guy has to lead the league in best shot to doesn't shoot it.
Hammered it. Yeah.
Like gorgeous goal. Just awful rebound, but like, wow. Like what a shot.
So we've spent a lot of time this year talking about, and like truly, if you were to power rank the things that we've talked about on Leafs Talk, the high would be Domi struggles because of how much he makes and his role. And it's all been fair criticism. But like, if he can wake up at this time of year, people are going to forget about the past pretty quick.
Well, that's what happened last year. That the only reason everybody remembered last year stunk is because he spent so much time stinking. Yeah. And you went, oh boy, maybe this wasn't just a bad stretch. Yeah. So like what I will say though, in terms of this one is it's nice to see him do it without 34, right?
Yep.
Like last year, that was the big question mark. It's like, okay, I guess he works playing with Austin Matthews. And you go, yeah, well, aren't a lot of guys supposed to work with Austin Matthews? Anyway, last thought on this is that was Bobby McMahon's first goal in 15 games.
Felt like it. Gotta tell you, felt like it. Like it had been a long time, but I was...
Brother, that's the benefit of making no money is like you are just flying under the radar narratively.
I still think he's like an X factor for the team.
Yeah, no doubt.
But he goes in big time stretches. Like I don't know what his game logs are, but I can tell you, I bet you his goals have been in bunches. He goes into deep, dark slumps. And a lot of it is not playing. I mean, how many times have we said though? He plays in the top 6. He looks great. You play him in the bottom 6, you lose him. Yeah. And it's been a lot of that over the past 15 games. But
I don't even have too much of a positive to say about this. That might be the worst goal I've seen in
but I mean, good for him to see one enter the net.
Yeah.
I guess that's the only positive, but like that was a puck that was going, under 50 miles an hour that just like hit the middle of the net from the sideboard somehow. So not pretty, but he'll take it. You can tell right there.
Stops that shot. that was real bad. Yeah. Anyway, what else from this one? What are we missing here? That's big because that line was great. Again,
can I tell you? I never I'm trying to notice Carlo, and he is so non-noticeable out there, and it's a good thing.
That's the best thing possible. If you notice Carlo, it's not good.
He was +1 tonight, 0, and he was 19 minutes.
When I noticed Carlo,
2 hits, 2 blocks.
I can tell you because I'm literally going through it right here in my notes, and this is probably the next thing that we should discuss. Was penalty kill was awesome. Like they're except for the fake one that was offside, they were really good. Yeah, the fake one that was offside, really good PK. But I just noticed Carlo in that. There was one play in particular where he made this beautiful read and he broke up a puck in the middle of the ice to get a clear. That was basically at the end of a power play. And he's going to be huge for them, man. In terms of turning this around, having another body out there that isn't just like, man, they've had Connor Timmins out there and Benoit and just, it's been a murderer's row of not up to par guys on the PK this season. And I know it's been bad as of late, and like he's been a part of it where he's new, but I just feel like with him getting settled, there's been all these years where they go out and get different forwards, like the doers that they try to inject into the PK, right? It's like 85 guys that are the same forward that have played on the penalty kill for this team, like from the doers to the Yarn Crocs, like go through it, you name it. They've never had a 6'6" guy with that reach who can clear the front of the net on the PK. So I really noticed him there tonight. He's good, man. He's just really good.
No, he better be, because Leafs traded future Patrice Bergeron for him. So he better be good.
Okay, yeah.
Hattie, natural hat trick for the Providence Bruins, 4 points. Yeah. Not what I wanted to see a week after the trade, boys. That's not what I wanted to see.
I was going to say, as the Leafs were in a complete like spiral, and they couldn't do anything with just like, there was just no positive coming out of this past week and a half.
Yeah.
To look and see that Dewar had a hat trick.
No, he didn't have a hat trick. He had 2 in a game. I think he had 3 goals.
Oh, he had 3 goals? Okay, yeah, whatever. Dewar had 3 goals, and that
Timmins had 1.
The hat trick. It was like, not now, guys. Please. Do this later, like any time other than this. Anyway, the player of the game stuff is coming. Yeah, Matthews, unsurprisingly, 57%, Domi 30%. And then sneaky other nominees, Robertson 6 and Nylander 6. I do think that blue line, again, probably doesn't need to get a ton of credit for tonight, because it wasn't like Calgary was super threatening, but I did think that it was a solid game for all of those guys, where it was like not a lot of bobbled pucks in their end, a lot of good clears. Calgary didn't have a ton of dangerous opportunities. Like, I thought Wool had a chance to be pretty shaky in this game, if I'm being dead honest.
Agreed.
And like, he wasn't feeling it. Didn't look like he was tracking it. Looked a little shaky. There was a puck off the post. And these guys did a really good job of just like clearing it, not letting Calgary get anything. And yeah, I think he finished with like, I don't know, 24 shots against, something like that. Yeah, 26. Okay, that seems high, but whatever. 24 saves, 26 shots. But like a lot of them were like this, where it's just all from the outside, soft wristers, hope shots, trying to get rebounds. Toronto did a really good job of taking away the middle of the ice tonight.
Yeah, I will say, you mentioned, I was just looking at the player of the game there, and William Nylander got 6% of the vote. I think he's been pretty physically engaged here for a few games, which is nice to see. And like, I'm not saying that he's ever going to, be Tom Wilson out there, but he has been throwing the body a lot more in terms of using his strength and his size and getting into guys a little bit more, and scores a beautiful goal in the power play tonight. I think maybe since the Utah game, he's actually been pretty good, and he's been engaged, and he seems like he's pissed off that they're losing a little bit. So I don't want to go too deep into it with him, because I think we've talked about him a lot, but I do think he's been really engaged physically and like mentally. And if you'll remember at the end of last year, where he was chasing 100 points himself, or no, was it 100 points or 50 goals that he was chasing? Remember? Because it was like all the chases that we talked about at the end of last year. That was so fun, but he kind of went away for a while, and he was really slumping towards the end of last year. And it just feels like he's really keeping himself engaged, and that's good to see. So
yeah, listen,
good game for him tonight.
I don't know if you and I talked about it off air or on air or whatever, because they blend together some of our conversations. But yeah, we've been talking a lot recently about how even throughout all these struggles, like he's been their most consistent guy, and he's the one that you feel best about on his own line. And like, he has looked engaged. He's scary on the forecheck, right? Like he's just got that stick, that poke, and you feel like he's going to be able to do something with it. So yeah, he's been good. I will say too, on that power play, on all the power plays, actually, that's why Mitch Marner's running point there. Like he made some beautiful passes, some great reads. He's just very patient with the puck up top, didn't rush anything. And that's why the power play looked different to me tonight, was just like guys weren't rushing to make decisions. They got their entries, and then they were able to keep the puck. And it's like, damn, it looks pretty good when it's like that, when he's running it up top and guys have some time and space and he's able to dime them.
I don't know if this is a big picture thing or more of a rapid fire thing.
I'm done with all the big stuff from this game.
Okay.
I don't have anything else. Chat can weigh in if we miss something, but like
the thing that I loved is they're playing a ton of hockey here, and really nice to have a blowout where you can play Marner and Matthews like 16 minutes.
Yeah, I was going to say, what did they finish? You see?
Yeah, so the highest forward was, I'm just quickly scrolling here. The highest forward
felt like they weren't on the ice at all in the third because
Matthews played 16:56 tonight. And yeah, Willie played 15:49. Marner played 16:37. You know, like it was a really nice chance to give those guys sort of a rest within a game. And they've rarely had any of these games. He's played 1950. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. I guess he was a dash one.
Yeah, you performed that well on the power play. By the way, power play felt dangerous, man. And I think I might have this wrong, but I think that since Jan 1, like since the calendar flipped, they're second.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
It's been
that feels wrong, but I'm gonna say that that's right.
Well, just think about it this way, though. Okay, when do they score 5-on-5?
Yeah, that's true. They don't.
It's like they're getting scoring somewhere.
Christian says he's checking. The dog is on the bone.
Yeah,
come on,
dog.
Christian.
I think that stat is right. If it's not, it's close. Like, I think that they're second in the league since Jan 1 on the power play.
Go, Savvy, go. Red hot right now, Savvy.
They gave Savvy the love on the...
Hotter than that tie, that's for sure.
That tie? I love that tie. Are you kidding?
You're liking it, eh?
Well, for St. Pat, buddy, look at me. I'm more festive. Like, where's your green? Like, you don't care. Again, you got no Irish ancestry, though.
I wore my St. Pat's hat on the show today. So I wore green.
Yeah, that's just like we're a little bit of festive. I like the tie. It's very like camo though for Saturday.
Yeah.
Anyways, they caught him like as a fellow Zin guy. They caught him at a tough time where he's fiddling with the Zin. Been there, been there. Sucks when you're on a date and you get caught. They're like, "What were you doing?" He's no.
Christian says Leafs are 5th since January 1st at 29.6, but that probably doesn't include tonight.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're good.
It definitely doesn't include tonight, but yeah, they've been really good. Power play's been good. I'm a little off on the stats. Either way,
that's close enough. The top 5, hell of a lot better than what it's been. Other rapid fire thing for me, I asked the guys to grab this,
Benoit.
but love Benoit.
Same.
Taking exception to what was an attempted murder on him.
Yeah.
The Amazon guys were thinking that it was the response to Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and they weren't necessarily picking up Hickey's down below the benches. It's a hard angle for him to see there. But I was like, no. He tried to throw a flying elbow in his chin, and he did clip him a little bit. He didn't make full contact, but it was a dangerous shot. Like this, if you're watching, look at that angle. That is a dangerous shot. And Benoit's like, no, bud, you are not getting away with that. I am going to beat the crap out of you. And he did. And Dryden Hunt, still playing, eh? I remember Dryden Hunt was on the Leafs at one point. And then nothing ever happened.
But he just dominated him too. He'd start chucking those rights over the top.
He put him right in a locker, immediately in a locker.
I was like, that's a big old 6'3" French guy.
You don't want that, man.
Who's pissed off? Who's got
in a 6-1 game, nothing to lose. He's I got nothing to lose. This is the perfect chance for me to just do something dirty and beat you up.
Yeah,
his dream scenario.
Also, because that happened. I don't know. I don't think that technically counted as a fight because
maybe not because he beat him up. I don't think it was too quick.
No, I'm just saying that I think it's because they gave him roughing minors. I'm pretty sure Benoit didn't get 5 for fighting, but either way, it's kind of fringy. But if it does count as a fight, which I don't think it does because Hunt doesn't get the gloves off and it's sort of just like scrumming. He's just trying to punch him and beat him up.
Yeah.
But I think that would be 6 of the last 7 games where they've had a fight.
Awesome.
It's like Ryan Reeves goes away and they fight. Everybody's got to fight.
Well, it's it doesn't fall on one guy. It's more of a team effort thing where it's we got to stand up for ourselves. We got to fight. I like it. I mean, I haven't really got to tell you, I haven't, God love Ryan Reeves. Haven't missed him a ton.
Yeah, no one's writing Ryan Reeves. Where are you, sonnets?
So last thing, I guess we've waited a long time to do it. The jerseys tonight, the colors.
Oh, I got one other thing.
Okay, okay, we'll finish with jerseys. What do you got?
Well, I don't want to get too emotional with this, by the way. But they had Lanny and Daryl Sittler on the panel during the second intermission, and they're just what
were they? They're just talking about how much it loved being a Leaf.
They just talked about how much they love each other. And those guys are such boys. And you and I saw them. We didn't see them together actually, because Lanny wasn't able to make it because of his health. But we watched Daryl Sittler choke up talking about Lanny McDonald and his wife
dinner last year. Yeah.
Yeah. And what they meant to each other, and watching the two of them joke around, just classic old guy style jokes.
Nothing better.
Oh man. I would sign up. Like if they were like, hey, it's Lanny and Daryl every single time on the panel, second intermission, nothing would make me happier. I adore those two guys together. Like if you were trying to pick the guys that I didn't see, right? Like the guys that I did not watch, who I care the most about, 1A, 1B with an absolute bullet. Like there's no doubt about it. I would say like Salming was in that category. But yeah, the two guys that are remaining, it's like, God, they're just awesome, dude. Like, I loved it. I get emotional watching them. Like, I just love their brothership. Even Lanny talking about when he went and won the cup and what it meant to him, Alberta. He's like, who's the first phone call to congratulate me when I got home is Daryl Sittler. And I'm like, God.
There's just nothing like old hockey guys. There's nothing like old hockey guys. It's just, there's nothing compares. And I'm sick that I missed it. But as I told you and Borny in our group chat, my wife's been gone for a week and I'm living in a literal pigsty. So she's getting back tomorrow night. I was starting the process in the intermissions. Like got a big morning before I head into the station tomorrow to make sure she's in tip top shape before my beloved wife gets home. But yeah, so I missed the intermission.
For 4 afternoon beers yesterday, and I know that you just went home and crushed food in a nap.
Oh yeah,
all did not get done.
Yeah, woke up in time to watch White Lotus. Basically,
exactly. Like that's the most productive thing you got done. The most productive thing you can do is hit the thumbs up.
Jerseys.
Yeah. I'll get to the jersey.
Okay, good.
I hate when we throw it in right at the end. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Subscribe to the podcast. Again, even if you watch it on YouTube, please subscribe to the podcast channel. You can also subscribe to the JD Bunkus podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at JD Bunkus, at Sammy McKee. The jerseys. All right. This is your big shining moment. What do you got?
Well, no, I mean, we should talk about it. I think the colors are really good on ice. Really good on ice. And I wish that they would go for like a more traditional style clover, something a little bit more old timey, because I think it's a little cartoony, a little hokey, but the colors are beautiful. And my idea, like I saw what the Marlies do for their game, I think you should just ditch the St. Pat's in general and just do a Leafs jersey that's that color for St. Patrick's Day. Because the Marlies did one with their green leaf and their normal jerseys, and it's such a gorgeous color of green. But the clover to me is a no-fly zone. I don't like the clover. If you're going to go back to the old school, just like the panel that says St. Pat's, I'm down with that. But I would love to see a Leafs jersey in those colors for next year. That's my take.
So here's the thing, though. The Leafs have, like, anybody can do the green jersey for St. Patrick's Day.
I know the tradition. I understand that. Totally.
I get it. Back. So I hate your take. No offense.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Absolutely not. You absolutely honor the tradition. Like one of the cool things about cheering for an original six franchise and like a team that goes back that way is you get the opportunity on to the past. I agree with you though. That clover on that jersey, it's just I get it. You're trying to be modern, and even with the colors,
Gen Z. It's Gen Z.
It's a very Gen Z sweater, and I'll tell you this: like as a old man now, the darker green was the best one. Like
the one with the brown pants, the one that Sundin wore,
and it looked like super throwbacky. And now this is kind of like the same, I don't know, hot green that everybody does at St. Patrick's Day. So anyway, I think they look great on the ice. I think that they're not great with the Gen Z, with the Christian stuff. Like,
but that's a cool jersey for our boy Neil Jolly. Like, cool. It's for that.
If you're like a good-looking person who's under 28, you could wear that in public.
Not me. I need the old one.
Old. Like older green, more understated green. But again, on the ice, it's 10 out of 10 beautiful. Like
especially against those red jerseys of the Flames, that was a spectacular color matchup. One that you don't see very often, right? Like there's not much green in the league. I saw that the Wild were wearing their green ones tonight, which are gorgeous. And it was like the green versus those LA Kings whites. It's like, green is such an underutilized color in the league. Like Dallas has that like really gross green. I think their green sucks.
So mad that Minnesota just got to take like that color scheme, like the North Stars.
But not to go full jersey talk, but like the Stars when they won the cup jerseys were perfect with like the star logo with like the forest green. Those were unbelievable. But like Need more green in the league.
Yeah, those are the best ones.
Yeah.
The Zubovs.
The Zubovs. Oh, what a stud. Maybe most underrated player, like maybe in the history of the league. Unbelievable player.
You know who I was thinking is just crazy underrated though? Because Cale Makar, we're into the deep talk here, but he's on pace to score 30 goals. First guy since Mike Green in 07, 08.
Yeah.
I was looking it up. It's like only 17, like it's only happened 17 times where a defenseman scored 30 goals, which feels like low, right? You're like,
not that many times.
No. Well, there's a lot of guys that are like 29, 28 doorstepping it, but it's like, I think, again, I'm doing off the top stats night here.
Oh, boy. Dangerous.
But I think it was Bobby Orr 5 times out of the 17.
That's crazy.
Or 4. No, it's 4 times out of the 17.
Coffee had to be up there a couple times.
3 times out of the 17. But it was like, like you just saw Phil Housley on that list, and then he's like right around it year over year. And I'm like, wow, talk about a guy that just like never gets talked about as like
great Leafs career.
But what a stud shot. And like, he had 30 the one time, but he was 29. He was like right on the fringes. Another, like, I don't know, just underrated. That was all I could think about was his career. Like looking at his numbers, where I'm like, a guy that no one ever talks about ever.
It's true. And last thing I'll say related to St. Patrick's, crowd seemed a little greased tonight. Seemed like they'd been partaking in a few Guinness and a few green beer, little wave action going on. Like greased up crowd on a Monday night. Gonna be some late showing up or work from home situations tomorrow on a Tuesday.
Well, I
think I'll work from home today. It's TTC is not running too well. I think I'll work from home.
They said there's delays. I had to take my kid to school. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of those tomorrow. My thought on that though too is like it touches though too on what you said at the beginning of the show. Like that team needed it. The fans needed one like this. Just one non-stressful, annoying game, just an easy
party
one.
night.
Like, this is not going to be a fun stretch run, right? Like, I don't think anybody's strapping in thinking like, oh yeah, definitely cup run.
It's like the Leafs are fixed. They rinsed the crappy Flames. Like, great.
It's fun. And so I thought that the crowd going to that game, like, if you're a real fan, like I'm sure a lot of people went to that game just like, hey, it's a Monday night, I'm going, and it's St. Patrick's Day, it's gonna be fun. They got St. Pat's, you bought those tickets well in advance.
Yeah.
But if you're a real fan going to that game, that could have been nightmare zone. Like 100%. You watched them suck, and then they would have blown that lead to Calgary there, where it's like it's 2-2 after the power play. You're sitting there like, oh my God, Nick Robertson.
Our beloved Bean. Bean.
Yeah.
We love you, Bean.
Yeah, I agree, Ivan Mishev. Naming a guy talk is the best. And that naming a guy talk is truly top tier elite stuff. Getting to pull like remembering old Leafs, but like old stars from your youth. Like, what do we do tonight? Like Zubov, Housley. Anyway, all right, let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. Thanks to Christian. Thanks to show. Thanks for everybody that watched this. Again, like, subscribe, review, follow, do all those things. We'll see you Wednesday night after the Avs game.
From the biggest stadiums to the coziest holes in the wall. From house parties to porch hangs to pride celebrations. From your favorite fuss shop to your local Indian spot. From noodle bars to sports bars to salsa bars. There's a Molson with your name on it. Canadian Ultra XL. Molson. Everyone in. Must be legal drinking age.
At Honda, we take pride in building the CRV Sport here in Allison, Ontario. And with all-wheel drive, plus a suite of Honda sensing technologies, we made sure it can handle Ontario winters. But you're probably wondering, what's with the one-touch power moonroof? Well, Ontario, we hold on to the hope that one day winter will be over. Get ready for spring and adventure with the Honda CRV Sport. Lease with rates from 1.99% for 36 months, plus get a $1,500 Honda bonus. OAC conditions apply. Made with domestic and imported parts. See HondaOntario.com.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in stock, ready to deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists? The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000